Hello everybody, and welcome to our Overly Bright Twitch channel. Now you've got your toes in our somewhat tepid waters, I guess we better introduce ourselves. We're the Bloodthirsty Puppets, I am Blood Puppet, and I will hurt you like standing on a D4. It's been one of those days, I apologise. Today we are playing... Yes, today we are playing D&D World of Kaelstos, written by our wonderful Arch in the other top hand corner. Couple of rules for chat before we plough on much further. Don't be at all about someone's race, don't be at all about someone's gender, and most importantly, don't be at all. So, now I've done my introductions, I'm going to pass everything over to Arch. Other corner.
Okay. So, round, find out who everybody is, who they're playing, and then we'll do a quick recap before we dive back into the action. So let's start with the man, the myth, the legend, Neil.
My name is Neil. I play Malik. He's a human druid.
Cool.
Yay.
And how about the faceless entity known as Onyx?
Yep, I'm Onyx. I play Leon Arcadan, a human ranger.
Arcadan.
And how about the singer, the sensation, Kaelstos?
Hi, I am a sensation. Thank you. My name is Casey. I play Morgane. She's a bard, and she's an elf, and I sing.
And finger guns.
And then going right back around to the dark, brooding, super edgelord. Hey, Blood. How's it going?
How you doing? Hey, how you doing? Today I'm playing Calorie. She is a human and she is a monk. Nailed it.
Super dark, super broody.
Mm-hmm.
We're just very clueless about social cues. I'm still trying to figure that out.
Terrible. Her perception and her insight are actually really good.
Which is even worse.
Yeah.
So, to give a quick recap before we dive into things. So, last time, which was a while back, it's been, what, like 3 weeks now, the party had gotten onto a boat hunter crew. Crap. Where?
Pirates.
Pirate.
Yarr!
We weren't pirates. They were pirate hunters.
Right, you
We
were
got
on
mad
a
when I
ship
tried to sing about pirates.
with pirate hunters, specifically hunting pirates.
They're like,
That literally was the job.
gonna get that Johnny Depp, that bastard.
Captain Arving was his name. That was it. So Captain Arving is the pirate hunter captain of the ship, the Sticks of Habakkuk, and you guys had gotten onto the ship with the deal being that you guys would help with any pirate hunting as they sailed south and took you guys to like Pearlshaw and or Breck or wherever it is that you needed to go. You guys had a skirmish with some pirates who hashed black cylindrical device that seemed to explode. However, instead of damaging your ship, it more so damaged theirs, which was good. That hit you, it probably would have done very severe damage. You guys then got some pirate captives to essentially bring back to whatever city and turn them in so that they could be put on trial, to try interrogating them at the gentle nudgings of the captain to find out where their hideout is, where this secret pirate island is that he had heard about. There were some inappropriate discuss that occurred. But you guys got the general idea that the pirates actually have a cove instead of an island. The island is like a deceptive, like, hey, this is where we hang out, and actually it's really not. And offer for you guys to help him out, and in return you guys would get paid handsomely from the riches that would be obtained from the pirates. However, there was some resistance due to the fact that your initial quest was to find Luca, person important to Malik. So you guys had some internal debating, and while you were on the ship, trying to sail south to Breck, so that you could get your ship repaired, to a grinding halt, and below the sea level you could see a giant remora fish that decided to latch onto your boat. And that is where we go. Let us begin. So you guys are currently on the deck of the Styx of Habakkuk. Right now, the ship is in very poor repair. It is more or less dead in the water. Prior to clinging on, it was at least moving at a slow pace, but it was moving. However, now with the addition of this very large fish creature, you have stopped moving altogether. The captain is currently looking over the railing down at this giant fish. The crew are kind of standing around waiting for orders on what to do. Captain stands up and turns to the rest of you and says, well, this is a first for me. I don't suppose you've seen something like this before, being a druid?
No. Fish aren't really my deal, but pretty sure I could talk to it tomorrow, maybe, if it's still there. Worst case scenario.
I'm not sure that's going to do us much good now. We're essentially just dead weight floating in the water now.
Why can't you talk to it today?
I have not prepared that ability. I have berries.
Me too.
You poison your berries? Jesus.
Boysenberries?
I mean, other deity that is actually for the game.
All joking aside,
Hmm.
this is a problem that needs to be dealt with. I guess there's no other choice then. If anything, good eating, I would assume. So the captain turns to the crew and starts ordering them to grab harpoons and spears. And you see some of the crew scramble below deck and come to a large barrel that has several like fishing spears and harpoons. They don't look like they're very well cared for. This seems more like something they kept on board or needed to like go gather their own food while at sea. So if they saw any large fish, then it looks like this is something that they would probably be using.
How
Before you
big
do
is
this,
it?
Captain, may I try something?
Please be my guest. This fish is pretty much the size of the boat.
Okay.
Is it a beast?
One would assume so. It is a very,
Okay.
very, very large fish.
Okay, that's important. Otherwise, my ability doesn't work. Okay, so I walk over to, I guess, the front of the boat where the fish's head is. Then I want to use my primeval awareness skill or class ability,
Okay.
where
And what does that do?
you have an innate ability to communicate with beasts, and they recognize you as a kindred spirit. Through sounds and gestures, you communicate simple ideas to beasts, and you can read its basic mood and intent. You learn its emotional state, what's affected by magic, its short-term needs, and actions you can take, and you can try to persuade it not to attack.
Okay. So you walk to the front of the boat and look down at this fish. It's a bit hard to get line of sight of the fish's eyes, just due to the fact that it is below the ship and it's currently latched on. But you kind of lean out over and look down at the fish and you see its eyes. And you channel your inner ranger and try to communicate with the creature. It's a bit hard, being that the fish itself doesn't seem to have any noticeable way of like showing emotion or anything of that sort. But best you can figure out is that the fish itself seems to be hungry, and it seems to be definitely affected by magic. Not in the sense of like a direct spell or anything, but it seems almost as if been in the vicinity of a lot of magical spellcasting, like a magical vicinity, over time altered the fish to this size. Like, you as a
Okay,
ranger are
so-
aware that this sort of fish would never grow this big without outside influence.
So it's big because of magic, but a spell was not cast on it.
Right. It's almost like if you go into like a radioactive zone, but instead it's magic. So somewhere in the ocean there must be a zone of high magical concentration, and this fish must have been around it for long, very large size.
And do I think it might let go if it stopped being hungry?
That would be the general idea. It's a bit hard to say. You do know. Actually, roll me a nature check for this one.
Nature check, okay. Nature. 4.
It's very hard to say. You've never really studied fish as much as the wildlife that dwells on land. So you're not really sure if it'll immediately give it up if it's fed. You do know that if being a bottom dweller, but like a scavenger type fish that just latches onto something and feeds off of it, it might let go, or it might decide that you're a very good food source and never let go.
Okay. In that case, I'll leave my position from the railing and go talk to the captain, and I guess my party if they're around. Just say, I don't think I can get to let go, and I didn't really get any super useful information from it. It's hungry, but I don't think we can do anything with that.
You think it eats good berries?
I don't know. Why don't you try?
I
Why don't
mean-
you try throwing some at it?
Well, you gotta get it to let go and get the good berries first. But
So, question.
Can I go down?
I think you're about to ask what I was going to ask her.
Yeah, probably. Can I go down to the bottom of the ship and see if there's like, I don't know, like a place in the cracks of the wood where the mouth is that I could like slip some berries? In the wood, there's probably some kind of leakage, some spot down there where I could kind of
Yeah,
feed
so
it some
you go
berries.
you go below deck and start looking around, trying to find if there's any way that you can get food into this fish's mouth, roughly where you believe the mouth would be. Roll me an investigation.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
To the best
ship
of your
is-
searching, you can't really find anything that would be indicative of a way to feed the fish directly into the mouth.
Hey guys.
Seems like
This
the
boat
crew did a
is
pretty
working.
patch-up job.
Yeah.
Hmm?
We got a wooden boat here, guys.
This
Yes.
is definitely a
That's for
boat.
sure. This is it.
Good observation.
Good job.
Little kid that looks really sad. Oh. No, wait. That's just Leon. He's crying over the 4 he rolled.
He's staring mournfully at the back of his glove.
I'll meander down to the lower docks where Malik is. Like, what are you looking for?
Somewhere to feed it. These berries, maybe a hole, crack in the ship or something. I don't know up there. I mean,
Okay, I guess I'll have a look, and I will begin to inspect the holes if there's a friggin' holes in the right place. It can't be any worse than what
Sure,
you guys
give me an
got.
investigation.
Okay, could be worse. It's a -1, but it can't be much worse than a 2, right? It's a 10.
Wow.
Okay. 10 at least is pretty good. So you do some searching and looking around near the front of where the ship is. You do find a few spots where there appears to be that look like they've been patched up with what seems to be like some kind of like a putty. Most likely it's some sort of like a half solid, half liquid material that the crew would use to patch up really like anything severely damaged.
Uh-huh.
So the best of your understanding, you could probably peel that away and try to pop some of these berries through, but it would be a very, very slow and agonizing process, very small hole. So you'd only be able to push like one berry through at a time, and you're not sure
If it's gonna work.
how many berries is enough berries for a giant fish.
That's a question for the ages.
They have
However,
a lot
berry-
of berries, though. They've been making
One berry is
berries
good
for,
for a
like, 2
man for a
days.
day. But
How-
how many berries is good for a giant fish?
Well, one is good for one people.
Malik, I've found a potential hole. How many berries do you have?
How many berries do I have?
I don't know. How many berries do you have? It ain't my
28.
job to track that shit.
I ain't tracking that. Fuck that.
I wasn't tracking it either. Pirates have just been in like
How
seamen
many
have
can you
been
make a day?
coming-
I have 30 berries.
Every time
What?
What? Jesus. Every time I cast a spell, it makes 10.
How many times have you cast it today?
Today, I don't know.
Oh my god.
How many times have we needed to get berries?
I
It's
just
like all you've been doing, isn't it? You should have as many berries as Leon at
I
the
have as
very
many.
least.
The
I mean,
answer
if we're
is enough. I have
assuming-
enough.
If we're assuming that you've been feeding the crew each morning with the spell, let's say that you've probably got enough left for maybe 10. Like, you could probably, if you're casting in a bunch, you've probably got 10 left just because you needed to feed the crew as they went about their work.
Okay.
do you think 10's gonna be enough? Should we just try
But
it
you also
anyway?
We
Leon,
can
who
try
can-
it if yeah, if it doesn't work, then we can just make more. So might as well.
Okay. If you give me the berries, go get the rest of Leon's berries, I guess. Okay. And I'll just
Okay.
pull out my little kind of like daggery knife and just basically peel this crap out of the hole and just start feeding the berries through.
Sure.
It's such a stupid idea.
This
So
is
you
Wait.
crouch down and using like a dagger that's just laying around, you start picking away at this material that's blood. And after a few minutes of just slow picking, you finally manage to get it all out. There is some water intake from it. Nothing too severe. If you leave that overnight, you're probably going to have an issue.
Okay. I make a mental note to tell someone at some point.
The water does seem
I'm
to
quite
be...
tired. I'm going to write this down.
Might be a good idea.
So tell someone there's a hole in the boat. Excellent.
The water that's coming in does seem to be a little bit slimy in consistency.
Oh,
So
spit, lovely.
your best bet is, yeah, this is probably some nasty fish spit. Mixture of fish saliva and ocean water.
I don't even batter an eyelid. My face is not scrumpled up, but inside Carrie's like, ew, this is not pleasant.
Yeah, it doesn't smell great. It's getting on your hands, and it's not a very pleasant experience.
Wonderful. I keep pushing these ginormous ass good berries through the hole though, until someone comes
Okay,
either to
how
relieve me or
many-
give me more good berries.
How many berries are you going to be popping through?
Oh, all of them. I'm just gonna keep
Just the
feeding
10
it until
from-
the 10 that I've been given
Well, I'm
so
gonna go
far.
up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go up
Alright.
and get more.
Sure.
Come
So Kalara, you just crouch down and start one by one pushing these little berries through the hole. Your hands are getting soaked in this slimy material. It takes you a couple of minutes, during which time Malik and Leon both come down and like visibly gag from the smell at this point. Like, you can see this slimy stuff dripping off of Kalara's hands as she's trying to push these berries through the hole. You push the 10 of them through, and then Leon comes down and gives you some. How many times are you going to cast it, Leon?
I'll cast
How many
it
berries are you making?
I'll cast it one at a time. So
Okay.
I'll give her 10.
So you push another 10 of the berries through, and just as you're sitting there waiting, like, all right, I guess we're gonna need another batch. You feel the ship start to like jerk and move.
Oh
And,
god, it doesn't like the berries. We're screwed.
They were bad berries.
The bunch of you run back up to the deck of the ship and look over the railing. You can actually see the ship is moving because the fish seems to be like wriggling. Before, it was kind of just like drifting in a sense. Like, it wasn't really moving, it was just latched on. Now it seems to actually be moving side to side. You can see the fins are starting to work itself. And after another like fish starting to move, you hear this loud.
I run back down into the dock. Into the hole, sorry.
You see that the little hole where you were pushing the berries is a lot bigger now. There's a much bigger hole, and water is pouring in. Through this hole of the water's pouring in, though, you see the fish take off. Attaches from the ship and swims away into the ocean.
Oh, I thought we were gonna have to feed it pirates through the
I
hole.
run straight back upstairs and go, there's a hole in the
Good news and
ship.
Bad news.
I don't wish to panic anyone, but there appears to be a larger hole in the ship.
Larger than what?
Larger
Larger
than a
than-
good berry, but smaller than a person.
The
That's a very big range.
So you come up on deck going, there's a hole, but the fish is gone.
Yep.
And the little gnome sailor that you made friends with that seems to be infatuated with you. Don't worry, I'll help. And he goes running down below deck.
Is this hole bigger than the gnome?
Yeah.
I'm going after the gnome.
Uh-oh.
The captain on deck is shouting orders to the rest of the crew to get the boat moving again. You hear him yelling something about, if this fucking fish comes back, I'm feeding the rest of you to it this time.
Wait,
Was he
the
close enough to
rest?
hear that there's a hole?
Yeah, he assumes he more or less assumed that you guys were taking care of it. After the little gnome Nerman said that he was going to take care of it, he just okay.
Hey,
Well, like,
Captain,
that's their job as sailors. That is their job.
Yep.
how long?
If somebody says I'm going to go
until-
take care of it, he's going to take care of it.
Let's do this.
Quick question. When he says he's going to feed the rest of us to it, does he assume we fed the pirates to it?
You would have to ask him.
Oh god damn it! Why did we do that? We've just wasted a load of spell slots. God damn.
Hey, how long until we dock?
Are you asking that to the captain?
Yes.
Well, at this rate, probably not going to be for another day or so, just because we have to go at a bit
Ooh.
slower pace. But like I mentioned before, we're going to just do a sea dock outside of Breck, and then we'll just put you guys in a dinghy and get you to shore. I'm a man of my word after
doesn't
all.
help with
As
the
I said,
hole
I
down
will
there.
take you where you need to go.
Much appreciated. I'm gonna worry about the hole in the ship real quick because I thought that this might be, you know.
No, I
something we
wouldn't.
have
I
to
wouldn't worry
so
about it
much.
too much. Nerman's gonna take care of it. He said, "You heard the little guy. He's got it."
I just want to make sure the little guy doesn't fall through the ship.
All right. Well, so while the rest of you are standing on board, Kalara, you run down chasing after Nerman. You see him standing in a corner, whole bundle of wooden planks. Looks like it might just be like driftwood. And he, in one hand, he's holding a hammer, and he's got like a bunch of nails that are like he's holding in his mouth. And he's like waddling his way over to the hole, like swaying with the ship, like.
I just, as he like begins to struggle putting the wood in a place with the like, hammer and nails, I just hold the wood against the hole. Just don't say it, we just hold it.
He starts hitting some of the nails into the wood, trying to patch up the hole.
I'm glad that's where you went with that sentence.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say he was gonna
So
start
you're
hitting on Calorie.
you guys are standing there trying to patch up the hole, and a big spurt of the water comes in and hits Nermit, knocking him on his ass like 10 feet back. He gets up and goes, Don't worry, I'm alright. I'm okay. I'm good.
You sure?
No, I'm good. He comes rushing back over, starts patching up the hole again with your help. He several times as he's patching it up, like he throws a look over at you, like what, like a. He's love struck. Like he looks over, like he gives you the eyebrows.
She looks over him at occasion and just like duplicates the expression because she thinks that's what she should be doing. Just like raising, but there's nothing in the lower jaw, in the eyes. She's like raising the eyebrow back and like.
Oh my god. Have I done? What have I wrought?
This is your fault.
As he's hitting in the nails, patching up the last of it. He gives you a look again, like really excited. He's like, "Is this your first time?"
Fixing a ship, yes. The last ship I sailed in didn't have any holes in it.
This isn't a normal occurrence. As he's hitting in the nail, he actually hits his thumb, and you hear a. Okay.
I can take over hammering the nails in if you prefer.
No, I got it. I'm good. Don't worry about it. I got you, sweet cheeks. And he continues hitting in the last of the nails, patching up the hole.
My name's Calorie.
Yeah, I know. I think.
Okay.
I'm gonna call you sweet cheeks. And he gives you the snapping finger guns.
The fuck is this gnome doing? Stealing
just
my moves.
Looks uncomfortable. She just genuinely has that I don't actually know, like confused face of I don't know what's going on, and she just reins it back in, just holds the wood against the hole, just doesn't look at him. She's like, I don't know what's going on, like at all.
So you finish patching up, and he stands back and goes, "Ta-da! Told you I could fix it."
I think we've made a pretty good patching of the hole. We should probably return back to our normal duties. I'm glad I could be of assistance, and then
Yeah, I guess.
probably a little faster than she would normally leave.
He scurries behind you, trying to keep up, but his little legs can only get him so far. And
I'm
you
also
are
a
much
monk who can
faster.
walk up 40 foot in a go. I'm not
Right,
quite dashing,
compared to his-
but I'm thinking about it.
Compared to his measly 25 feet. So you get back up on deck. The rest of the crew is rushing around, taking care of everything, getting the ship back in order to at least trek, continuing south. The captain takes a moment to just kind of get a breather while the rest of the crew is rushing around. And as you come aboard, he gives you like that. Come here for a second. He like beckons the rest of you over as well.
I was like, I haven't got any trouble yet, jeez.
I assume the rest of you are approaching the captain.
Yeah, let's go over there.
Yeah.
I've been on deck by the captain the whole time.
Oh, I assume that you would be like, I don't know, bolstering morale or some such, whatever you do.
The morale
she's
of
in her own
Captain.
head. You're forgetting the last thing that happened to Morgane last time. She's been in her own head since last session.
She's very angry at someone, I'm not sure who.
No, she suddenly realized at the end of last session that she has a crush on a set of twins, and she
Oh,
might
right,
be sort
yeah.
of gay.
Oh yeah, I can't remember that, yeah. That might be my bad.
That's
I
definitely
vaguely-
your bad.
Like 3 weeks ago, I vaguely remembering offered to letting you punch me because I look like my brother. I remember that.
Yep.
And then you kissed her on the cheek.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Right.
All right. Okay.
So the captain beckons you all over, and as you join him, he goes, "So, I've been thinking. Now that that fish is gone, we can continue heading south. But that's one of those fish that likes to feed off of like the nasty stuff that clings to other fish, right?
I have no idea.
Oh.
Do I know this?
Yeah, you
boys.
know the basic gist that that sort of fish, that's what they do.
Yeah, that's right. I've heard that before.
Okay.
I don't know. Is she smart enough? No, I got that. I think she'd have an O moment.
So, fish like that needs to feed, right? What does a fish like that feed off of?
Hopefully ships.
I would hope so. And he gets like this moment where he pauses, turns to Calare and says, "Get in the crow's nest now."
Aye. I got like I dash up. She had the O moment. He agrees. She's dashing up there, and she's just to take the firmest look. Is there anyone else that's near the crow nest or is currently in the crow nest?
Not at the moment, no. With the fish that was prior latched on, everybody was just on deck.
Okay.
trying to-
In that
I would
case,
like-
I
figure out
grab
what to
Leon's arm. Like, you need to come with me. I can't look
Okay, that's
everywhere at
gonna say-
once.
I was gonna say I wanted to go too.
Come.
Alright, so the two of you start sprinting across the deck, climbing up hand over hand up the main mast, and hop into the crow's nest. Roll me perception.
Aye, Captain. Oh, fuck me.
Oh God!
Wow!
What?
Wow!
It's plain sailing, Captain!
Amazing.
Oh.
You can't make that shit up. That
We're
is a
gonna,
double
guys.
fail.
We're gonna get walked off the plank or something. You guys.
That's your concern, is getting walked off the plank.
There's not gonna be a plank.
It's gonna
We're
be
gonna
very
get
mad
killed
at
by a
us.
giant fish.
Wow.
So the two of you in your haste are like furiously scanning the horizon, trying to see like what could, if there's any immediate threat. However, you're so tunnel visioned on that you don't notice the strange shadow beneath the water with a large fin sticking out of the water until the ship itself, you hear this loud poof, and the entire ship jerks to the side. Hear what sounds like the cracking and creaking of wood.
I look at
It must have
Leon.
come up from really deep.
I look at Leon. It's like, did we
I actually need
miss
Leon
that?
and Collar. I actually need both of you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh yeah, yeah. This is gonna go so well.
Oh, I can do that one. I can't see anything, but
Okay,
No.
with that kind of a roll. All right. So the impact to this ship is so strong that Collar, you're thrown out into open air above the ship
Oh no.
on from the crow's nest. Since you're not actually strapped in or anything, it's
Yeah, yeah.
nothing more than like a basket on top of the mast. However, Leon has enough quick thinking to grab onto the edge of the basket, reach out, grab your arm, and pull you at least up against, both are dangling off of the basket with Leon just barely holding on to the edge.
Thank you for the follow.
No, I'm not following. You can hang there by yourself.
Leon, make a strength check.
Bank check. Oh
Oh
god.
god.
2.
All right.
So
All right.
you try to pull Calare up so that you can both get back into the
So,
crow's nest.
did you say I'm hanging
But
on the edge of
you
the
just
basket?
don't have the strength.
Can I pull myself into
You're
the basket?
hanging on to Leon, who is hanging on to the
Instead of
basket.
trying to-
You're dangling in free
I
air.
know I'm not strong. Instead of trying to pull her up, can I just try to swing her towards the mast so she can grab onto that?
Just throw me.
Can I
Yes.
Just throw me.
can I get underneath?
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna get underneath, and I'm gonna turn into a bear, so that there's something soft to follow.
She's soft.
I'm probably not aware this is happening, and I just look up Leon and is like, just throw me. Just swing me. We'll be fine.
I attempt to swing her towards the mast.
I cannot reach, so you have to toss me!
Don't tell the elf. Do I need to make a check? Does Leon need to make a check?
Leon, make a dexterity check, and then Calare make a dexterity check as well.
Check or
Okay,
save?
12 for me.
Check. Okay, so between the two of you working in unison together, you're able to swing and use your momentum to swing yourself towards the mast, and you reach out and manage to grab on. It's not a very fun impact. It kind of knocks the wind out of you, but you're alive. While this is all happening, so Malik, you're currently in bear form, standing on the deck, waiting to see if your sister's gonna fall on your ass. And just over the edge of the ship, you can see that large fin now, and it looks like it's sailing or it's swimming away from the ship, and then you see it do a sharp turn and start coming back.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure everyone knows about that. And he's pointing. He's pointing.
The rest
What
of the
do I
crew
have
appear
to
to be
roll?
frantically panicking, trying to fix the ship. Morgaine, you see a bear
Yeah.
furiously going, pointing off deck.
Are
Okay,
you
I'm
pointing
gonna-
like a dog or pointing with your arm?
With my arm, like with my
Okay.
He is
Like
a
going like
bear.
that with his
bear,
claw.
like a bear does. Do you not watch cartoons?
I know how they can point, but you can train dogs to point, and they don't point at things. They just do the
I
quick
am
flick
not
thing.
I have the same mind as I usually do. I can point if I want to
Okay, yeah,
point.
you point with your arm. Yeah, that's fine.
I'm
Okay.
capable of
Uh,
I'm capable of controlling.
y'all.
It's a basic thing.
Very bad. We broke
Alright.
Arch.
I guess I'm gonna look at
No,
where.
I'm still here.
I'm gonna look at where he's pointing.
So you follow the direction of where the bear is pointing, and you two see this giant fin protruding from the water, making its way back towards the ship and gaining speed.
Oh, good. I'm gonna smack the captain in the arm, to get his
I could
attention.
have done that.
You don't have
He's
claws.
currently shouting orders, trying to get the crew to into action. He's yelling at them for try to unfurl all of the sails, try to get the ship moving quicker.
Okay.
He turns to you. What?
Giant fin monster approaching at top speeds, I think is the correct terminology. When she's pointing at the fucking fin.
He looks at you quizzically. He's like, "What the hell are you?" And he looks in the direction you're pointing. He goes, "All hands brace!" And he immediately rushes over to the railing and grips onto it, just as this creature slams into the deck again. This time I need all four of you to make dexterity saving throws.
Uh-oh.
Am
I'm
I
a
still
bear.
clutched onto the
Oh.
mast?
That's a
Or if I clung
check,
into the
so-
mast? Actually, climbs back into the bucket.
Are you sure I can't be like strength?
Positive.
Okay.
I mean, I used a dexterity check, but I'll just use that.
Yeah, if you don't have proficiency bonus, then it doesn't make a difference.
I do, but it's good enough anyway, so whatever.
Okay. So, Leon, you just ready to brace yourself as you hear the captain shouting, "All hands, brace yourself." You immediately just grip onto the basket as hard as you can as you feel the ship rock to hold on without getting knocked over or anything. Calare, similarly, you're gripping onto this mast. As you hear the call come up, you just hold on, and as the impact happens, like you feel your legs swing out underneath you, just to the side. However, you're able to hold on without actually get flung off into open ocean. Morgaine and Malik, on the other hand, the two of you are so caught up in the fact that, hey, there's this big thing coming, that when the captain shouts for everybody to brace themselves, you weren't bracing yourselves. And the both of you get knocked on your asses. And let's see.
I've Google open and I'm typing "can bears swim?"
Yes, yes, they can.
You might
Malik,
say
you were
Malik
near
gets
the
knocked on
mast.
his bare ass.
Morgaine, odds or evens?
Evens.
Splinters.
Ooh. Okay. So
Okay, bye. I'm gonna get eaten.
the rest of you are bracing yourselves or getting knocked on your asses in the case of the bear. And then you hear a shout of surprise from Morgaine. You see her tumble head over heels and fall off the edge of the ship.
Oh.
Just dum, 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 boop.
Is there like? I assume this thing
And
has
you
sails.
hear a sploosh.
Yes.
Yes.
Can I walk across the top of these, like the mast for the sail that goes out across the yard arm? Can I just walk across to whatever side she spawned down and just dive in after her?
Sure.
Cool, I'm doing that.
So you shimmy down the mast and hop onto the main part of the sail and just run at full speed and
Yep.
do a swan dive off.
Yep.
So there is a second splash as you land. Gain fell in. The two of you are now floating in the ocean, and you can see the giant fin had gone underneath the ship after the impact, back
Oh.
out, and is currently making a turn to come back again.
Towards us or towards the
Towards
boat?
the... Well, those are inherently in the same direction.
First of all,
is there,
I'm
like-
swinging towards Morgaine. Just making that clear. I'm not gonna float about in the water doing nothing. I'm just gonna swim over and make sure she's
Yeah, I
alive.
mean, like, you
gonna-
dive in fairly close to where she is, so you're able to swim over and, like, get next to her.
Morgaine is gonna be like, we need to get back on the boat, and
I
like,
agree.
let's swim towards the boat as fast as our relatively small legs can carry us.
Cool.
Can I like nudge some ropes off the edge?
Yeah, so you, as a bear, just kind of, like, immediately rush over, roar, grab onto grab onto the rope with your mouth, and just run over to the edge, throw it over, and, like, hold it in your teeth so they can climb up.
Yeah.
Both Morgaine and Cholera, give me a athletics or acrobatics to try to get up the rope, since you are in quite a rush.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Currently a little soaking wet.
I have a question.
What's up?
So this boat has holes in it, right? Mine's not gonna be near as good. This boat has holes in it. Are any of these holes big enough to climb back through? Like if the rope's
not
hanging down them,
anymore,
we'll just
no.
go straight up. Okay, fine. I just wanted to check.
like you could have swam through that hole that was below deck, but
I fixed that.
because you and Nerman
Yeah.
patched that up.
Alright, yeah.
Okay, well you rolled well anyway. Yeah, so Morgaine, you definitely fuck out of here and just start climbing up that rope like it's nobody's business. Similarly, Cholera, you are immediately like right behind, grabbing onto the rope, and start like running along the side of the ship and then up and over.
Okay.
And now with that, we're gonna do something a little different.
Uh-oh, the music stopped.
We're gonna be doing a skill challenge.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Ooh, fun.
I'm a bear.
So,
Still a bear.
God.
Can you do the bare minimum?
I might be doing less than that.
He's doing the old college try just enough.
This is an old college try move.
so I'm gonna need you guys to give me a initiative.
Crit.
Oh, shit.
And let me.
We don't have.
You just
tokens,
rolled dexterity.
so I
A
just-
bubble.
Okay.
Yeah, unless you have
Yeah,
something that
or-
changes your
yeah.
ranger or changes your initiative modifiers.
Which not many classes do.
I do.
Let's see. So Leon with the 23. Cholera, you got a 16. Malik, you got a 10. And Morgaine. Okay. So, the way this is going to work is you are now in kind of like a skill challenge in a sense. Each round, each of you gets to basically pick a skill or an action of some. Give it to me however you want, and I can tell you what sort of skill it would use in certain situations. What's going to happen is you're going to try to essentially figure out a way to either escape the shark or kill it, or whatever it is you want to either just enter into combat. If you guys want to just start fighting the thing, I will certainly be accommodating to that if you want to do that instead. Night Skag, see you later.
Nice, Gareth.
So, of the round, so Leon, you are first up. Your friends are back on deck. You are currently in the crow's nest, and you can see out in Finn has made its turn and is beginning to approach the ship again.
Well, as the only person who can really see it well, I'm gonna try to use a perception roll in order to call out to the crew which direction to brace from and approximately how long until it gets here.
Sure, yeah, give me a perception then.
Hopefully it's better than the last one. 14.
Okay. So you do you give a glance out in the direction of where this creature is, and just judging based on how fast it's going, it's gaining in the direction it's coming from, you're able to determine that it's about to impact from the right side, so you're going to want everybody bracing themselves, because the impact itself is going to hit from the right side, causing the ship to list to the left. So you shout down to the rest of the crew, brace yourselves, left side! Scrambling about, and everybody's grabbing onto whatever is bolted down. And you can feel the ship rock to the side as this creature impacts again. This time everybody is prepared sufficiently thanks to your call out. And nobody goes tumbling overboard this time.
Woo!
I should probably clarify the goal here is kind of loose. There's no real success or failure. It's just depending on what happens, things will happen. So the goal could be that if you guys are able to successfully escape or kill it, you guys might think of that I didn't. Morgaine. So it's your turn. You can see the fin just just emerging above the surface of the wall. Impact. Luckily, Leon was able to call out to you guys to brace yourselves so you weren't knocked into the water again.
Would there be any, like, fish of any sort on this boat?
There are probably like a barrel or two of fish that the crew might have caught on their downtime that they kept as like food.
Okay, I want to go find those barrels, and I want to toss them overboard and maybe put some, like, blood on them. I know that sounds gross, but I want to distract it. Maybe get it to, like, get away.
Sure. Something like that, I would say, would be something like an athletics to see if you can sufficiently chuck it.
Okay.
Chuck the barrels far enough away from the boat to actually like make it where it doesn't just crash into you guys anyways.
Right.
Yeah, so give me the athletics then. Wow, very nice.
She's
You small but you
stronger than
strong.
Yeah. And she's gonna she's got, I have a dagger. She's gonna cut her palm and like smear blood on the back of them because, you know, big thing like that might go for the scent of the blood and the fish combined.
Sure. So you, quick thinking, rush down below deck and come up carrying this big barrel of fish that the crew had caught. And you grab some of the fish and start just quickly stabbing and slicing them with your dagger until there's like bulls fish. You smear it on the barrel, let it pour and seep into this barrel of fish. And using all of your might in your tiny body, you lift the barrel up and chuck it overboard through the air and splashes into the ocean with a loud and very quickly there is a pool of red spreading out in the water where the barrel is. And you see this fin gaining speed coming towards the ship, and then halfway towards you guys, and this barrel is currently floating at the surface of the water. And as the fin begins to approach, you see this large bulge of under the water. And then you see the creature actually rise out of the water, full view, chomp down on the bear between its teeth before it submerges again.
What is it? What does
Actually
it
get
look
a
like?
good look at it. It is definitely a shark, but far larger than anything you've ever seen before. This is the sort of thing out of straight nightmares.
Megalodon.
You called it.
You do see that the creature does seem sated temporarily. It swims out further again before you see the fin coming back again to attack you. Kalare.
As it looks like it's going out, as it begins to turn around and come back again. I don't know what the range is on this. I better check that first. Hang on. I might be doing something really stupid. I don't know what I can do. Okay, yeah, that's way too short. Okay, I'm still holding on to this rope. Is it coming towards the back of the ship?
No, it appears that each time this creature has been hitting you guys, it's been broadsiding you.
Okay.
It seems like this isn't the first time this creature has attacked a ship. It seems to very methodically be aiming in such a way as the ship while also knocking it sideways, trying to, like, assumably knock the tasty, yummy critters off of the boat.
It's a smart thing.
Smart enough to know that if it knocks you guys in the water, then, hey, free food.
I'm gonna run down into the hold.
Okay.
Is there anything particularly large, hefty, or made out of metal in this room?
There are several heavy crates that contain just general goods that the crew uses.
Better
There
idea.
is the barrel.
Better idea. I
Okay.
run back up on deck because she suddenly has a brainwave. Where's the anchor?
The anchor is currently just on the side near the railing of the ship with a bundle of chain.
Wicked. I'm gonna run up to it. As I'm running up to it, I slash my hand with my dagger and start smearing it across the anchor, and then I wait for it to come up, and I look at the nearest guys and ask for their assistance. Like, as this comes, push. The idea being I want to drop it on its head.
But why the blood then?
Just in case I'm wrong. Because then it will try and wrap its teeth around an anchor.
Who are you trying to get to help you?
Essentially anyone who's available. Like, if someone looks like, oh no, I'm panicking. No, dude, just come give me a hand with this. Because I assume this is more than a single person to chuck off the side of a ship.
Yeah, typically something like that would require 2 strong people or several weaker people, which I don't know what's your strength?
14.
Yeah, so you could probably do it like with 1 or 2 people helping you out. Roll a persuasion to try to get some of the crew to help you out with this.
Can I just not? Oh no, the gnome is too small.
But he is strong.
Can I use that to go talk to him?
If you would like to specifically get Nerman to help you out, then I will give you advantage on the roll.
Yay! That's slightly better.
Okay. So you call out to the gnome who's currently trying to help the rest of the crew with getting the ship moving, which is a very slow and painstaking process because it's complete chaos right now. And he turns over and goes, I got your sweet cheeks! And he comes rushing over and give me a 6. And I'm going to do one for Nerman as well.
Give me a what, sorry?
In athletics.
Okay. Hey! Oh no.
Okay, so the 2 of you are, after some grunting and heaving, are able to at least lift the anchor up off the ground and toss it over the railing. However, your timing is off just because this anchor was a lot heavier than you were expecting. Actually dropping far earlier than you had anticipated.
Oops.
Before the shark actually impacts the ship. You could see the chain quickly overboard as this anchor starts dropping below sea level. The captain seems to be like shouting at you like, are you crazy? What are you doing?
It's okay. We're just going to haul it back up. Oh, we'll start hauling it back up. We missed. So.
And then looking over the side, you see the fin actually disappear below the seawater. You don't feel the typical impacts. Then looking down at the chain, you see the chain is actually flying off the railing a lot quicker than you were expecting. And after a few seconds, you hit the end of the chain. Pretty much the entire crew and you guys are all knocked on your ass as the ship starts taking off in the water, being yanked by this chain. It appears that this creature decided anchor food.
And it's covered in my blood, so this is going to end well.
Or at least going in the right direction.
You're currently sailing west.
Oh no, dang.
We need to make it sail the other way.
And by sailing, I mean you're viciously being yanked along the water.
We need to make it sail the other
by
way.
this large creature.
It's the invention of powerboats.
I will mention right now, as you guys are standing there like, what the hell is happening? You notice that every time it tries to make a loop back around to hit you guys, it's pulling you. Like, it's essentially going in a big circle because it can't angle on you guys.
Yes! It will eventually get bored and give up.
but,
Will it?
but it has an anchor stuck in it now.
Yeah. It'll
Yep.
die.
I recommend cutting the anchor.
Fishing.
Malik,
I'm so good.
it is currently your turn. You are knocked on your ass again as bear. And currently the ship is being yanked at full speed across the water by a giant shark with an anchor in
Just
its
aim
mouth.
it, it's fine.
It's not a good time to be a bear. I turned into a pretty good treat. for that shark to try to knock into the water. So I'm gonna not do that. And how is it? It's underwater. Yeah, I can't see it.
Right. At this point, the only visible part of it is the fin sticking out and the long chain that's like halfway sticking out of the water attached to the ship.
Okay. Okay, I was gonna do the fairy fire thing, but I think heat metal on the chain would be cooler. So I'm gonna do that.
He's using it for good now.
No,
Well, I was-
he's just
I
torturing
was-
the shark.
If you weren't able to drop that anchor by yourselves into the thing, I was gonna go down and tie one of the pirates to it. So to get the shark to bite it, you got it into
Yes!
the water.
I'm so glad I wasn't the only one who had the idea about anchor.
As soon as you said anchor, I was like, I'm gonna
Oh.
tie a fucking pirate to that thing and get it to eat it.
So you're
Um,
going to cast
but
heat
that's-
metal?
Yeah, on the chain.
Okay.
It
just
helps to
for
get it
the
to try
sake-
to run away.
Just for the sake of posterity, roll me as if you were going to attack with a spell. So roll a d20 and add your spellcasting modifier.
Ooh. Well, it's
So
a
that's-
saving throw spell.
No. I know. I'm saying just for the sake of how the spell is going to work in this situation.
And my attack thing.
Yeah. So the
Uh,
d20 and then add whatever your spellcasting is. So it would be
12.
I think it's your wisdom modifier plus your proficiency.
So
Yeah, my
10.
attack bonus is 5, so
Okay, so you've
12.
got a 12. All right. So you immediately go into you swap out of your bear form and start casting your arcane phrases, channeling your natural power into this chain, and immediately you can see this chain start glowing red hot. However, you didn't really account for how far it goes. The metal does seem to be heating up. However, it's more towards your end where it's currently heating up. You can see the heat spreading down the chain, taking a lot longer to actually reach the shark than it is to reach your side of things.
okay.
After a few moments of channeling the spell, maintaining it, you can smell what seems like burning wood, and you notice the metal attached to the deck where the chain is latched on seems to be burning away. You can see what looks like a bit of black forming around the metal, and it seems to be burning away at the wood. You can see little tendrils of smoke coming off. Your guess is that you can probably maintain it and at least get the chain broken,
Yeah,
at
that's what I
least
was
snapped
thinking.
off of the ship. Or you can try to hopefully maintain it long enough to hit the shark. You still run the risk of the chain breaking off.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold on to it for now because I mean it's not gonna do any more damage to the ship than I think the shark is going to. So.
We are at last
Sure.
ditch attempt here.
Yeah, and maybe if I hold on to it, it'll
So
heat up enough to
we-
reach there and scare it off or something. I don't know.
So we go
There's
to
no
the
sense
top
in
of the round
breaking
again.
it off yet.
So, yeah, I getcha. Makes sense. So currently the ship is being yanked full speed. You guys are you can feel the ship jerking in and out of the water as it's skipping along the surface. This giant shark appears to still continue circles, trying to find a good angle to actually hit you guys. It's smart, but it's not that smart. So it's just continually trying to loop around. You can feel that the ship is starting to fall apart, though. As you guys collide with a particular wave, you can feel bits and pieces of the ship just cracking away. You can see small pieces of wood flying as the ship continues to move forward. So, Leon, it is your go.
So, I saw that the shark decided that eating a giant bale of fish would be a great idea.
Yes.
So, I'm going to climb down this mast as fast as I can and run towards Morgaine.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna shout, Morgaine, do you have any of that special wine still?
Yes.
Yes, I do actually.
I'm gonna need help in a second. And I run down and grab my own barrel of fish.
Okay.
And this may take more time than what I have, so we might need to use her turn as well.
Casey, if you're okay with that, I will allow you guys to merge turns since you're right next to each other in the order.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I literally was gonna just use the other barrel and try that again. So I'm good with this.
Okay, so I'm gonna bring back this other barrel of fish and just break off.
Yeah, you broke
Yeah.
off. I didn't.
You broke.
Smooth.
You did break off.
You did, yeah.
I want to break a small hole in the top of the fish barrel so we can pour the wine in there.
Okay. Yeah, I'll grab one of my two apparently boodles of wine.
Yeah,
Two boodles of
noodles.
wine.
2 boodles.
Are you using one bottle or two?
I'm using one. The other one's half gone anyway. I'm gonna give him one of the full bottles of the wine. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna pour 1.5 boodles. What am I gonna do with the sketchy wine?
Sure. So you take out the 2 bottles of wine and dump both
boodles.
of them. You take out 2 boodles of wine and dump it into the hole in the top of the barrel. See this weird white foam beginning to rise out of the hole. So both of you give me a athletic. Let's chuck this barrel as far as you can away from the ship.
Okay.
Also, quick note: Morgana's gonna smear her bloody hand all over it again.
Sure.
Athletics?
Yeah, both of you give me athletics.
Well, that was the worst one I've done so far.
All right, Leon, you're gonna. All right, there we go. All right.
+0.
So, Morgaine, you, as you're trying to help Leon, the both of you are standing side by side, grabbing this barrel, putting your hands towards the bottom and lifting it up in the air. Your hands are slimy, and your hands slip on the barrel as Leon is chucking it overboard. Leon, you quickly realize that Morgaine's losing her grip. Heave with all of your might, throwing this barrel overboard. It goes not as far as you would have liked. It's maybe 10 feet away from the back of the ship.
Luckily, we're moving very quickly.
And as the barrel lands in the water with a loud splash, you can immediately see the blood pooling out and the blood that was smeared on the barrel. And you can see this white foam forming near the on the water as well. And you notice immediately the ship starts slow, and looking out towards the front, you can see the shark stopped moving in a complete circle and has stopped, turned around, and just started heading, basically cutting a beeline directly for the barrel. It gets closer and closer, gaining speed, and as it gets closer, you see the familiar bulge again, as it comes out and chomps down on the water, or on the barrel. Unfortunately, it was very close to the ship, so the side of this creature, because it's so large, back of the ship, sending it sprawling sideways in the water, doing a severe amount of damage to the ship as well. You can actually see anything that you're taking on water, probably from a hole that it just punched in the back. But as the shark clamps down on the barrel, it goes underwater again. At this point, Malik, your heat metal continues burning through the wood on the deck, and you hear this loud snapping sound, and you see the chain snap off and go flying into the water. The chain goes flying overboard, and the shark begins swimming away. And it looks like it's about to make a turn again and come towards you guys and ram the ship. And it starts gaining speed and gaining, coming at you. And then you notice that the fin of the shark seems to like, which you've never seen a shark do, but the fin seems to like twitch and start shaking. And then it almost turns 90 degrees and goes straight down.
I almost feel bad for this shark.
I don't. Fuck it.
I
Fuck
know
that
what's about
shark.
to happen to it.
You wait a few tense moments, staring overboard, looking in the water, waiting to see if it comes back. But you're on quiet ocean now. It doesn't seem like there is anything there anymore.
I'm gonna walk over to the captain and be like, all right, so what do we do about the damage? How can we help?
The captain is like standing there with his hands behind his head like this, just
I'd
complete,
like to...
with an incredulous expression, just looking at you guys, like...
I'd like to point out we're not dead.
We got the shark high.
Oh god.
I go climb back into the crow's nest. I don't want to be here for this.
The captain, after a moment just staring at you all like, what the fuck just happened, snaps out of it and starts ordering the sailors to immediately repair the ship again and trying to patch up what they can. He turns to the rest of you and just says, do whatever the hell you can to fix this. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to make it anywhere.
Okay. And do you think even with it fixed, do you think we can make it to Brecht? That's where we were going, right? Brecht.
We can certainly try.
I guess
But we're going to need those holes patched up.
I will help the little dude, Sherman. I can't remember his name.
Nerman.
I'm gonna help
Your
Nerman.
boyfriend.
E-R-M-A-N.
I feel a bit like an asshole, so I'm gonna help them fix the ship rather than going to hide in the crow's nest.
Yeah.
And so, you guys go about trying to help repair the ship as well as you can. Nerman is definitely below deck trying to patch up holes again, and this time he seems a lot more reclusive, I guess. He's not really, most likely because of the near-death experience that he feels like he just experienced. But it takes a few hours of you all rushing around trying to get the ship fixed. Eventually, you do get the ship in some semblance of working order. It's very slow, just because there are a lot of holes in the wood. Even with patching up what you could, there's still parts of the ship where there are crew that need to be constantly bailing out water, just tossing it out. Yes, Casey?
Well, oh, no, I'm holding it. I'll wait until you're finished, don't worry.
Okay. The captain, like, after seeing that the ship's at least in sailing condition, but he like leans back against the railing and behind wheel, and just is staring up at the sky like, holy shit.
I'm gonna make some good berries and I'm gonna hand him a good berry.
I'm gonna.
He doesn't even look at you. He just continues to stare up. He reaches a hand out, takes the berry, and just pops it in his mouth silently.
I'm gonna walk up to the captain and be like, "Listen, would it be easier for you to go to Pearlshaw first to fix the ship? Like, would it be safer? Because I know we all want to get down there." She turns around to like her friends and she's like, "But this ship is pretty fucked. Like, even with the repairs." So
After a moment of continued staring up at the sky, he turns. He looks back down at you, and he says, "Easier, probably, but I do prefer to stick to my word. And I did say I would take you down south. And it seems like your friend here is very determined to follow that course."
Yeah, she kind of like looks at Malik like
I hand you a berry.
she chomps on it and she's just like, but wouldn't it be safer? Like, and I'm not just saying this because I'd rather go to Pearlshaw or anything, because I'm willing to do whatever the rest of the group wants to do. I'm just saying this because we were in a boat to be constantly having water bailed out of it, and it's been patched up so many times on the ocean already, and we lost our anchor, so it's going to be kind of hard to do a dry dock anyway without an anchor.
Well, we've got a spare one of those. I wouldn't worry about that.
Oh.
In any sense, I would not advise running back out into the waters. As you can see, the pirates are probably the less dangerous things out there right now. At least wait until maybe they can figure out what's going on, and then when we have a better attack plan set, we can go attack the pirates and figure out about the, and the strange fish. Hit two birds with one stone, so to speak. Gives us more time, gives you more time to prepare, gives, the pirates more time to figure out what's going on, and then we can just go steal all the information that they have.
So what is it you're suggesting?
Yeah.
Not rushing back out as soon as the ship is fixed. Give it a little more time. Let the pirates figure out what's going on. Let the pirates control the waters for a minute, because the least threatening thing out here at the moment. Let them struggle with it, and then when we attack the harbor, give it a little more time than we were going to. Attack the harbor, they'll have figured out what's going on, and then we can just take the information from them with the attack.
Well, at this point, if we do make our way to Breck, repairs are probably going to take about a week and a half, depending. So if that's enough time for you all to do your searching for whoever it is, and then be back so that we can decide what to do with the pirates, I'm fine with that. I don't think I'm going to be going anywhere, to be honest with you.
That will probably be plenty of time. If it's not, we'll come back and check with you and just inform you what's going on.
That sounds like a deal to me.
I'm sorry about your boat.
He looks at you and just
Shit.
kind of gives you
Sorry.
like a half smile and goes, "At this point, I would say I'm used to it, but I'm not used to that," pointing back in the direction where you guys had gotten attacked. Used to pirates. I'm used to my ship being damaged by pirates, but that was a first.
And there's more of them, no doubt. Because the thing that we saw first that was attached to the ship wasn't really a predator.
Yeah.
This has to be some common thing that's happening somewhere.
It seems these fish.
It's about to get real dangerous on the water.
Seems these fish have been influenced by magic of some sort.
Pirates are going to dwindle themselves down by being out on the water. We need to figure out how to get to land quickly.
Well, who knows anymore? We'll try to hug the coast as much as we can.
How long do
At
you
least
think
stay
it'll take us
within
to
line
get
of
to
sight.
Breck?
Figure probably tomorrow night.
Okay.
So currently, right now, it is nighttime. The stars are out. It's a pretty clear night. The ship's at least moving in the right direction, and the shark pulled you guys along at least a little bit of a distance more than you were expecting. So yeah, best guess would be based on what the captain's saying, you guys would probably get there by tomorrow night.
Okay.
Just everyone don't bleed into the water.
No, definitely
We're
Just
no
don't-
bleeding.
Don't do that. No,
No
bleeding.
fishing. No fishing.
Just everyone stop bleeding now.
Oh,
Please.
yeah, I should probably take care of my hand.
I give you a good berry.
Everybody
munch on it.
just eat your good berries and shut up.
So, is there anything that you guys want to be doing in particular during the nighttime, or are you guys just gonna sleep?
I want to give Malik a good berry.
Aw,
Bet you do.
let's trade berries.
We can trade.
Because that's not a sexual innuendo.
Oh,
No.
yeah.
Giving
Stop
each
reading
other
into
their
it too much.
berries.
Berry.
Awesome.
Wah, wah, wah.
Wow.
That was a bad, sexy noise. I'm sorry for that.
Hmm.
Not unless 50 gold rained out of the sky for some reason.
What?
Nope, don't worry about it.
Okay, then no, I have nothing to do.
It's the day for weird shit. Maybe 50 gold did rain upon the ship somewhere.
I mean, I wonder how many people in this ship actually expected us to be alive after the shark was done with.
Nobody.
Not me.
That's not in our party.
Well, what now?
So, you guys just kind of relax, take it easy, sleep in your cots, or just walk around on deck, trying to calm yourselves after that crazy night or crazy day of excitement.
Fishing.
Are any of the sailors getting drunk tonight?
You would think they would be, but as you look around at the crew, you notice that they all seem on edge. A lot of them seem to be peering over the side, like looking in the minutes.
Oh,
At
I'm gonna sing
least-
them to them.
At least the ones that are currently on the night crew.
I'm gonna like go over to the ones that are like peering over the edge and be like, "Hey, you want to get drunk?"
Luckily, we don't have any of that wine left.
No, not that wine. I have other wine though.
Roll me a
They-
persuasion.
How much wine are you carrying?
I am the daughter of a brewmaster. Don't never question my amount of wine.
Wow.
Well, keep in
That's
mind you
great.
don't have a bag of holding or anything.
No, I know.
There
I just
is
had
a
those-
limit.
I had those 2 bottles and I have a flask. The flask I had filled with my family's good wine.
She has to spell
What am
Goodberry,
I
but for
rolling
wine.
Good wine.
Good wine, yeah.
Good
Oh my
Wine
god,
berry.
imagine wine made from good berries.
You have to make the
Mm.
whole thing in a day, though. The berries lose their potency after 24
Hella.
hours.
They just disappear, so you wouldn't even be able to like brew them. You wouldn't be able to get
Um,
anything
Yeah,
near
but that's a
drinkable.
lame, stupid rule. That's a stupid rule for stupid people. The good berries disappear. I should be able to stockpile good berries.
You made a lot of the crew, like as you go around, like, hey, you want to get drunk. For the most part, it seems like a lot of them are too on edge, like they want to keep their wits about them. This Nerman and Gondar, the human and the gnome that were in the bar, they're both like, yeah, that actually sounds like a great idea right about now.
I can't get any of the other guys to join us. Aw.
It seems like most of the crew is just too far on edge. Like they're like, if something comes, we need to be ready. We need to be prepared.
What's that thing I have? Hold on.
Your roll is good, but their fear of giant sharks is greater.
Alright, just drug
That's
the giant
fair.
sharks. They won't mess with you anymore.
Okay, well then I'm just gonna... Is there any other alcohol on board the ship? Because all I have is like a flask, and I just want to... I'm sure there must be. The ship full of sailors.
You asking that to anybody or?
She's gonna be like, "Do you guys have any like meat or anything aboard the ship, or
Rum.
We might. We haven't really checked on inventory since the attack.
Let's go
Gondar,
look.
the human, goes down below deck, and I guess you're going along with him then.
Yeah, why not?
It appears that a lot of the barrels that contains the alcohol on board, it seems like a lot of them got broken, smashed from the heavy impacts from the shark attack.
Mhm.
Or it could have been from the giant fish or from the pirates. You're not really sure, You do find. Well, actually, give me an investigation.
All right.
Nice. Boom.
So you go searching around below deck, and after a couple of minutes, you and Gondar start like really desperate. Like, where the hell is? There's got to be some left. And as you're pushing barrels and crates aside, you notice in the far back of the ship, like in a shadowy corner, where it looks like there's like a lot of dust gathering. It seems like just they don't really store as much stuff there. It seems like it gets blocked off by these walls of everything being stored. You actually find a single barrel that has a dating on it that goes back about like 20 years.
Oh hell, fucking yeah!
And you pop the top of it and take a big whiff of what's inside. It feels like some prime shit to you.
Nice. I'm gonna run up and see if my my friends want to come down and get smashed.
As you're running, Gondor's like, "Oh, fuck that! Come on, let's go!" He starts like picking up the barrel and just starts walking alongside you, bringing it above deck.
Yes, party time.
As he's like bringing it up the stairs, like a little bit of the liquids keeps splashing out of the top.
Oh my god. So I'm gonna go up to the top and I'm just gonna be like, hold on, I think I can get us a party. And I'm gonna walk over to my friends really quickly and be like, you guys wanna come get drunk with me and some of the guys on the crew?
I can't hear you.
No?
You can't.
You can't hear me?
Sleeping.
Oh,
He's
you're
sleeping.
sleeping.
I am?
Fine to me.
No, Leon is sleeping.
Oh, he's sleeping. Oh, I thought he said I was skipping. I was like, oh shit. Alright, so Malik and Caloray?
I'll go down for a minute, but I also need to get some rest.
Okay, hold on. Where is the thingy?
Are you
I
about to
need to
charm
look
us
at-
into boozing with you?
Not you guys. Not you guys. No, no, no. Never you. Where's the
I'm.
stupid...
What are you clicking? What are you looking for?
I'm just looking for the UA thing so I can look and see if what I think it is the thing I want to use.
Okay,
That's
whilst you're looking, like, Calero would just thank you, but I'm actually need to go through my exercise for the evening, and then I shall be retiring up to the crow's nest.
Okay. So I'm gonna bring Malik over to the barrel of wine. I'm gonna go up to some of the see some of the guys who are up at that really seem nervous. And I am going to use my fancy new Bard College thing to charm 3 of them
Wow.
into coming back. I'm gonna charm 3 of them into coming back and getting drunk because it's the way that Morgane sees it. She's not being an asshole or anything. She's just trying to like get them to calm the fuck down. They need to chill.
Alright, hold on a second. What's the DC on that?
Let me look at the UA again because I
So it would be like your spell DC.
Yeah, it's my spell DC.
It's like
Yeah.
It's
13
a spell save.
or something
Yeah.
What
serious.
is your spell save DC?
It's probably 13.
It just says your spell save DC.
No. On your character sheet, though, what is your spell save? I don't know if you know how this works, but on your character sheet, it's going
No,
to tell you that.
apparently I don't know how that works.
I think it's 13. It's 8 plus proficiency, which is 10, plus your charisma, which you already said is 3, so it's 13.
Yeah,
13,
my
okay.
proficient. Yeah, that should be
All
right.
right. So 3 crew members. So 1, 2, 3. So you managed to get 2 of them. That after you start performing for
Playing.
them, start jamming. They're like, "Yeah, you know what? I'm feeling pretty good. Like, yeah, let's have some drinks then. Fuck it." Even though that you're performing to. Even after all of your performing and everything and all your enticing, he's like, listen, I already said no. I need to be ready if something happens. Be unprepared, all right?
Fair enough. I mean, this boat does have like a gajillion people on it, but fair enough.
They'll join in
Um,
eventually.
Anyway, also in case anyone was wondering what I was jamming, it was "We got that shark so high, so high, so high."
Amazing.
Oh God. I was gonna eat those people, but then I got high.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
So you and you 2 of the 4 of the crew members actually, because you've already got
And
Nerman and
Malek.
Gondar, and then Malek start just going at this barrel of it's probably wine.
oh,
This finely aged barrel of wine. What? Don't give me that shrug. I saw that.
I don't think it
What?
would be wine.
Why not?
Because if you put it in a barrel, it doesn't keep for very long. Especially when exposed
Yeah,
to
it sounds
air.
more
Where
like-
it keeps very well.
whiskey.
Yeah. Like wine,
bourbon.
like when exposed to air, becomes essentially corked and oxidized, and it basically begins to make it go off. It doesn't stay very well when the barrel has been opened.
Okay, so
That's why they're in bottles.
what
I mean, you
what
can
goes
have
well? I
barrels of
don't know
wine, but
alcohol.
it has to
I
be-
don't
Yeah.
know alcohol. What is it?
Whiskey.
But you can't really like
Okay.
tap it. As soon as it's
Okay,
tapped, you
it's
basically
whiskey.
drink it within a short amount of time.
A ship would be a very hard place to keep,
Barrels.
a barrel of wine.
Yeah.
Okay,
Because
it's
it
whiskey.
would have
It'd
to
be
be
like
a very
whiskey or-
special.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Arch. That's
I
why
mean,
I was
it's-
like,
It's
sorry.
a barrel of whiskey.
You don't
Okay.
like keep wine in there for a very long time.
So
Anyway,
you guys spend the night partying away, drinking at this giant barrel of finely aged whiskey, just having a good old time. Morning comes around, the captain emerges from his quarters and starts getting the crew back into ship shape. As that stayed up partying, bet you're just crawling below deck and getting into your cots and just laying there.
yeah, probably.
It's not a very good time. It was a good time, but it's not going to be a very good time.
Worth it.
So the rest of you guys that aren't currently coping with a large consumption of alcohol go about your typical ship duties. So Leon, you're keeping an eye on the water, vigilantly watching for any shark-shaped shadows or anything of the sort. Calera, you're up in the crow's nest, similarly keeping watch for any protrusions of fins sticking out of the water, anything of the sort. Malik, you're currently in the fetal position, trying to sleep. As is Morgaine and 4 of the other crew members.
Worth it.
By the time that you guys wake up and are actually feeling well enough to go above deck, in the distance you can actually see land.
Woo,
And
land.
as you guys begin your approach to the what relatively offshore. The sun has begun to set. The crew has brought up the spare anchor and has latched it onto the railing itself, since they don't currently have an actual
Oh, bad.
point attached to the ship. And the ship slowly comes to a halt, like 200 feet out from the water, from the shoreline. And Captain walks up to the four of you and says, "Right, well, as I promised, so as I have delivered. We'll bring the dinghies up, and some of us are going to go on shore to try to get repairs done. The rest of you then are free to go about your business here on ship. You're more than welcome to, or if you would prefer to stay in town, I can certainly understand after everything that we've been dealing with. I personally think I may spend some dry land."
Yeah, I think we just gotta probably want to head out for our mission stuff. And she looks at Malik, like questioning.
Yeah.
Captain just kind of raises
thanks.
one eyebrow at that comment and goes, "All right, well, give us a moment. We'll get them up and we'll get going." So he's ordering some of the crew to bring up the dinghies, and after a couple of minutes, you see several of the crew members coming up from above deck with wooden dinghy boats, and they start lowering them into the water one by one, and there are rope ladders that are thrown over the side of the ship. The captain climbs down first onto the frontmost one and beckons for you guys to join him.
I'm gonna go jump down, spry as hell.
Yeah, let's go.
We do.
You guys all climb down into the little dinghy with the captain, and additionally, Nerman and Gondar both come down with you guys because they're your buddies now. And they both take up an oar and start rowing towards shore. Nerman at this point is still recovering, but Nerman's back to throwing the occasional blushing glance at Kalare.
Being that he's somewhat shorter, is he struggling with the rowing?
No, it actually seems like he's done this before. Like, he's definitely used to figuring out how to compensate for height. And you did notice that with lifting the anchor, he does seem to have some strength to him. It's a bit hard to tell due to his short nature, but he definitely seems to have a lot more muscle to him than you would previously have thought.
I compliment him on his stroke pattern or something. I don't know.
No!
I think I broke Arch.
Why? Oh my god.
What? He's doing a good job. She was going to offer him a hand, and clearly he didn't need a hand. He can deal with his own stroke.
Morgane starts humming the stroke under her breath.
As you compliment him, and the boat continues moving towards the shore, and you see him visibly blush a bit, and he looks at you and goes, "Thanks, sweet cheeks. I can more stroking techniques if you'd like later on." He throws you a wink. The captain is visibly shaking his head, he's holding his head like this, just going, "Oh my god."
Do you have a headache, Captain?
He's not even looking at you. He just goes, "Yeah, you could call it that. Definitely call it that."
Morgane is like restraining herself from laughing out loud. Like she's like got her hand over her mouth and trying very hard not to look like she's about to like burst out in like full belly laughter at that about the whole situation.
Oh my god, I'm so
So
sorry.
after a few more minutes of just really awkward sailing, with Nerman at this point not breaking eye contact with Kalare, you guys slide the shore, Behind you, a little whiles back, you can see the other boat coming in with several of the other crew members. And the captain gets up and gets off the boat, stepping onto dry land, and stretches his back, looks up, and goes, "Ah, if I never have a day like that again, it'll be too soon." He turns back to the rest of you and says, "Well, I'm going to go with the rest of the lads back there and try to get the ship repaired and whatnot. Said we'll probably be here for about a week, week and a half.
Hmm.
If you need us, you know where to find us. Good
On the
luck on
boat?
your searches."
Thank you.
And suggestion to you, if here in town, I haven't been here very often, but a very nice inn here I'd recommend going to called the Golden Table. It's a quaint little place, but their beds are comfy and, well, their rates are fairly decent.
Thank you, Captain.
It's been my pleasure. He walks up to each of you and gives you a firm, strong handshake.
I just gave him a firm nod. My hands are back behind my back.
Holding his hand out, takes
Morgane
his hand
winks
back
at
and
him.
goes, "Right."
Thank you for your patience, Captain.
I don't know if patience is the word, but sure. And he walks off. Wading into the water a little bit to help the other ship, the other boat with docking, as it were.
Hmm.
And with that, let's take a quick
Oh, thank
break.
God. I really need to pee. All this talk of water, I'm like, oh, God damn it.
And I actually need more water.
You too,
So
actually.
let's take a 10-minute break.
Fair enough.
And then when we come back, we will resume.
We should be back soon.
Right, well, we're back. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. World of Kaelstos. We had a quick 10-minute break there because a lot of us needed to pee because there was a lot of water stuff there. Right, so back into the action. So you guys are on the shore currently outside of Breck. From where you guys are standing right now, with the sun currently setting, you can have like little torches and candles beginning to spark up throughout the town as people are going about their nightly lives. Pretty small town, from what you can guess just from where you're currently standing and as you guys were sailing in. Population couldn't be more than maybe like 100 people. You can make out several small houses. They don't look like anything more than constructed of wood. You do see, just from where you're currently standing, there are a few larger buildings towards the center of town, which seems to be where all of the major, like all of the stores, everything you would assume are. And then surrounding that is everybody's homes. Making your way into the town proper, you're walking down what's nothing more really than a simple dirt path leading between several of the houses into the town. They're out even during this time of day/night. Most of them seem to be giving you guys kind of like surprised looks, are aware that you came off of the boat, which is not something that they are normally accustomed to. Typically, any travelers they get would be coming from the bridge spanning from Pearlshaw to the little patch that is their island. So you guys make your way towards the center of town, keeping an eye out for a sign. And indeed, as you get towards the center of town, you do see there is a large wooden tavern. 2 floors, it looks like, 2 stories. You hear what sounds like some activity inside, most likely people getting their drink on after a hard day's work.
Hey.
So the town proper, now that you've actually gotten a view of it, it seems to be a very simple and humble town. Looks like a lot of the building made by hand, as opposed to, you guys know some of the larger buildings in Namai were constructed with the aid of magic due to their size and architecture. these houses all seem like they were made by the villagers here. It doesn't seem like it's a very wealthy town, like a very homey town. Actually, you know what? Where is it? Town music. Here we go. So, looking around, just taking in the sights as you see them, the people themselves seem to be very simply dressed, wearing shirts, cloth pants. You can see a few of the children running around barefoot, playing around in the dirt as their parents are calling them in for supper. It seems like most of the people women. You do notice that there are a few halflings walking around. Beyond that, though, it doesn't seem like this town has as many people living other races. Casey?
Sorry.
Thank you. I was making sure you're all right.
I was cold. I needed to put on a flannel. Sorry.
Okay. But yeah, so is there anything that you guys want to do within the town?
I think our best bet is to go to the tavern, the one that you said like was really populated, and see if we can get any info about Luca potentially, because most people stop in at taverns and inns.
The gold
Just
table.
seems like a good. What? That one could work.
golden
yeah,
table.
Is that the one we were looking at that seemed really populated?
Yeah. You guys noticed the golden table, as the captain had said. Seems to be a rather high-end tavern. It seems to be where you do see across the way there is another tavern.
Is that also an inn?
It appears to be. This one is called the Raging Bull.
Huh.
You do notice that from the Raging Bull, it seems like there's a lot more ruckus coming from it. It seems like it's a lot more rowdy, a lot more deep voices that seem to be trying to yell over each other.
Ooh, sounds like a fun place. I'm gonna turn to Malik and be like, okay, so there's 2 inns. Which one of these do you think would be more like Luca's style? Like the really rowdy inn, or like the
No.
one that's not?
He's a druid
super
also,
rowdy?
so. He's a druid as well, so.
Right,
would've
but that
gone
doesn't
to-
tell me anything about his personality.
Well, he probably likes a little bit of, personal space, seclusion, the typical druid-y things. So I'd say he probably went to the quieter bar. Unless he needed something, of course, from the other. I don't know what kind of mission that he was on, so...
Is there a guild outpost in this town?
As far as you're aware, you don't believe so. Roll me a perception.
Okay. 16.
Looking around, you actually don't see any sort of guild housing for any guilds, really. It seems like this town has abstained from the dominance of the guilds, it seems like.
Viva la resistance.
Let's go into the
Start our own
golden
guild
table
hall?
and-
Yes.
Well, we'd have to have our own guild to start our own guild hall, wouldn't we?
No, we just franchise.
You could.
No.
There's nothing saying you couldn't.
That's fair.
Unless he had some business with whatever mission he was on that I don't know of, he probably would have gone to the quieter tavern. So.
All right, then let's go into the golden table and see if anyone has seen anyone matching Luca's description or whatnot.
Right.
Yeah. Sound good?
That's as good a plan as any.
Alright, so you're going into the golden table, or are you going into the raging bowl?
The
golden
golden
table.
table.
And if that
Okay.
doesn't pan out, I guess.
So you guys make your way into the golden table. As you walk in, you're immediately hit by a welcoming wave of warmth from the hearth.
Ooh.
Inside, you find several villagers. They all seem to be just sitting at tables in groups, having a chat. Just at a quick, like, as everything is kind of pick up little tidbits of conversation, it seems like most of them are just talking about, like, I had a really tough day of work out there, I'm chopping down all these trees, trying to help expand, or talking about biting, or how the fish were biting today. Things of that nature. It seems like this is the place where a lot of these villagers go at the end of the day, after they've had a hard day's work, where they can just kind of unwind. Also immediately pick up of cooking meat. You do notice a lot of these villagers appear to be chowing down on what appears to be small pieces of steak. They seem to be very small in comparison, but they do smell very good. You guys are more so used to like the food that you would get in Namaya. If you got a steak, then it would be like a big, thick, hefty chunk of meat. These seem to be very, very of it. Beyond that,
guys-
behind...
I was just gonna ask the party, are you guys hungry? Probably been at least a couple days since any of us have eaten anything other than fish
or
yeah, I
berries.
could go for a steak.
or berries.
So
Okay.
you guys make your way to the bar, following your noses, and as you approach, the bartender, a young human female. She looks like she's probably in her mid to late teens. Is currently working the bar. She's not swamped busy. It looks like most of the people here are to wait their turn. It doesn't seem like anybody's really shouting, like ordering masses of beer or anything of the sort. And as you're approaching, you actually hear and being like, thanks, Apia. Doing a good job by your father. And she just kind of gives them a curt nod as she goes about working the bar. What are you
Okay.
guys doing?
Let's go find a table.
I want to go up to the bartender, and I'm gonna drag Malik with me.
Okay.
I'm gonna go up to the bartender and be like, "Hey,
She turns to
Malik,
you. Hi! You new in town? I don't think I've seen your face here before. Or
Yeah.
yours, and she points at Malik.
we're all new." And she points back at Caloray and Leon.
Oh, she leans to the side, looks past you, and goes,
You guys seem to notice when
welcome.
newcomers come through, huh?
well, I haven't really noticed much. I've been kind of working the whole night, but I guess is probably, if you've been walking through town, yeah, these people tend to, they're very curious people. It's not a lot happens here.
Yeah. Oh,
Anyways,
offense,
sorry, I'm rambling again. Do you need a room? Are you passing through? You want some drinks?
All three of those things, and also food, and also
Do we need a room
he
though?
has a thing. Well, it's late.
Well,
Let's
did we
stay
just
at
wake up
least
though?
in-
Oh no,
No,
hold
it's
on. Yeah,
nighttime.
it is
You
night.
and I
Okay, yeah.
did.
Okay, cool.
You
Well,
and I
that's
just
true.
woke up because we got drunk last night, but
Yeah.
they need to sleep.
We've been working hard
Yeah.
all day.
All three. Okay. I just didn't know what time it was. I thought it was morning.
Okay, how about this then? Since you guys are new in town, trust me, I'll give you guys exactly what I think you need. It's a local special, all right? Wherever you grab a table, I'll bring you right out, all right?
Sounds
Okay.
great. Thanks.
Sure, no problem. She throws a wink at Malik and starts going about preparing your order.
Ooh, she winked at you. That means she thinks you're cute.
Is that in character?
Yeah, she says as you're walking back to the table.
So you guys managed to find a empty table as you guys are having this little conversation poking at Malik. Now, just looking over at the bar, you can see who you assume her name is Appia is getting together. She has 4 plates laid out in front of her. She's getting looks like a foaming alcoholic beverage. And she goes into the back, and after like a minute or two, comes back out and puts down an individual the tiny little steaks, along with some mashed potatoes, well as what appears to be some sort of strange. It looks like a root. It looks like it's steaming, and she puts all the plates on her arms and starts nimbly weaving through the crowd, brings them over to the table, puts them down in front of you guys, and says, "Right, 4 house specials. That's going to be gold piece for the total. Since you guys are new here, I gave you a bit of a discount." And she glances at Malik again, and then smiles.
I'll hand her 3 golds.
Oh God.
She takes the gold, smiles, and says, "Oh, thank you very much. Let me know if you guys need anything else." And she bows to you guys and then goes back behind the counter to continue filling the orders.
Oh, Milik.
What?
Don't. She likes you. I think she might be a little young for you, though.
Really? I mean, about the liking thing.
Yeah. Do you not?
How young is she, Ark? I don't know whether to like, fits to that.
You said she looked like she was in her teens, right?
Yeah, like mid to late teens.
Oh, she's marryable
yeah,
by this age in this world, so I won't worry about it.
Yeah, I think you're right about the other thing, though, so.
Yeah, she definitely thinks you're cute, though.
Well, that's great.
So, as
She's like, yeah, that's nice.
as you
whatever.
guys kind of just start poking at the food and drink that she brought out to you, the steak is very, very sweet and very tender, which is surprising considering this. Normally, these would be like a bit chewy, but with more of like a finer seasoned taste. This actually tastes sweeter. It seems like maybe they cook it with some sort of like a sugar or something like that, but it's definitely a lot sweeter than you're used to. Pretty self-explanatory. The root that she brought out it looks like some sort of mangled white root with little hairs coming off of it. It seems a little weird, but it smells delicious.
I'm gonna take a bite.
Take a bite of what?
Well,
The
there's that.
You take a bite, and at first you get this really, like, bitter taste, and you're like, ew, that tastes nasty, but then it starts to taste a lot better. Your mouth starts to water, and you can taste, like, this really, like a tart, sugary taste to it as the root begins to melt in your mouth.
How hot is this food we're eating?
Funny you should mention that. Some more gain. Whoop!
I reach over and flip her hood up.
You reach over, flip the hood over her head just as these fiery little stubs start poking out. Doesn't seem like anybody in particular noticed, but a good reminder, hey, hot food. Gotta be a little careful with that. Good berries, not hot.
I
Steak, hot.
want to eat my fucking steak. Stupid.
Well, you can
fucking
now, you're
animal.
wearing your hood, so.
Okay, well, she's just gonna, like, throw a thumbs up at Leon and keep eating.
Leon just kind of shakes his head and then goes back to eating.
I'm gonna keep eating, but just push the beer into the center of the table. She's not drinking that. But she will eat all the food.
Morgane will drink your beer.
Sure. So you guys are poking at your food, eating it, and just generally relaxing. Appia actually at one point comes over with a mug of water and puts it down in front of Kalare back behind the bar.
Thank you.
I like to think that she actually waited that long. She got all the way back behind the bar, and then Kalari goes, "Thank you."
Yes, she does.
What are you guys doing?
While I'm eating and drinking, I want to like scope out the room and see if there's anyone that looks like they might be very talkative or like a local who know a lot.
Sure.
Maybe anyone who's like studying us really hard.
Is or isn't?
Is someone who seems like they might be a gossip.
Sure. Roll a perception.
I'd like to keep an eye out for someone who's looking a bit shifty, like underworldy.
Cool. I did terribly.
All right, Kalara, give me your perception as well.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh, damn! Cool.
I want to perceive something. I want to look
Okay.
at. I want to look at this root.
Mela,
wanna-
give me a nature check.
Survival check.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can I do survival and medicine to see if it has any properties?
No, give me nature.
Fuck.
Or
14. Okay.
Okay.
It's been worse.
So Morgane, you look around the room. Neil, or not Neil, Onyx. When did you roll that perception check? What was that for? I don't remember. 18.
That was to look for guild halls.
Oh, right. Okay. Sorry, I just had like the biggest brain fart. So Morgane, you look around the room trying to gauge if there's anybody here that seems to be a gossip. You don't notice anything in particular. It seems like everybody in this town is gossiping, like they're just talking to each other about their days and such. You notice that Appia seems to be just talking with people as they pass by and whatnot. So one would assume, not logically, if she's going to be the bartender, then chances are she probably knows some stuff. But you can't really make heads or tails of any of the other people in the room. Clara, you look around the room looking in the shadowy places where you would think, where would I go if I wanted mostly and keep watch of things? And looking around, you don't notice anybody that seems to be like hiding in the shadows or acting shady at all. It seems like it's pretty humble and doesn't seem like there's anybody that's just kind of brooding in a corner or anybody that looks like they're really out of place. Except for you guys. You guys seem pretty out of place.
with
You
my
do
quick
notice that
perception, I
of the,
noticed we're out of place.
right.
Okay.
You do notice that like basically nobody in the room is wearing armor or weapons except for you guys.
I'm not wearing armor.
Well, I'm not saying you specifically, but like you guys as a whole.
Okay.
Like nobody else in the room has these two giant fucking curved blades that are like just hanging at their belt.
I take your point.
Malik, you are like, what is this root? And you kind of look at it, poke at it, start kind of just messing around with it. And you realize that this is something called bitter root. From what you understand of this strange herb, it's actually a very rare herb that's only typically found in mountains. That something like this is probably traded from the north. As far as you're aware, it has not been used for food. Most people just ignore it and leave it for the animals. Based on the reaction that you got from Morgane, it seems like however they make it here, it's actually really good to eat.
Can I examine the medical properties of this bitter root?
Sure, give me a medicine check.
No. So.
Well, no, you were asking about like
No.
the root itself, like what it was.
No, not so great. Not bad, but not great.
As far as you can tell, there really aren't any properties. It's probably good for an animal for digestion, but that's about it.
Okay.
This would make a really terrible alcohol, is what you're saying.
Morgan would probably assume that, yeah. Tastes good, but probably would not make a very good alcohol.
Cool.
Morgan's gonna like turn to Malik and be like, "Listen, if you want to get any information about Leon, you should probably go talk to Appia."
Wait, why do you want
Leon.
information on me?
No, not Leon. What the fuck?
Luca.
Luca.
Luca. Go talk to Appia. She seems to be. Everyone seems to talk to her, so she would probably know.
Okay. Yeah, as we kind of are wrapping up and I'm finished and everything, I'll go up and ask
You
her.
don't even
I wanna
need
come
try
watch,
that
this should be
hard.
interesting.
Be sociable.
Well, where you guys are sitting, like you can see the conversation as it unfolds. It might be a little bit harder to hear everything, but
I
just
can
as
read
the longer
lips.
you
yeah.
you guys are sitting there, the more people are funneling in.
I can read lips.
Oh my
Can
god,
you?
yeah.
Yes. I have the
From-
observant feet.
Oh my god.
I want you to. I want.
I'm gonna talk so much shit now.
I want Leon to just say everything that Malik is saying.
Sit with your
to
back
Appia,
to us.
me and Caloray.
All right. So, Malik, you approach the bar, and Afi is currently just kind of standing there, cleaning the counter, wiping things down. And as you approach, she looks up and smiles at you and goes, "Hey!"
Hey. Yeah, food, everything's great. Thanks.
Glad to hear it.
Yeah, fantastic. Have you happened to how long was that time span again? It's been like a month, but
By your
remember.
guesstimate, yeah, it's been about like a month, maybe 5 weeks.
cool. At some point within the last month, have you seen a druidy guy? I don't know how he looks. His name is Luca. We're looking for him. We're worried about him. Passed through. He probably. I don't know. Once again, I don't know what he looks like, but if we could get anyone that, if you could point me into the direction of anyone that kind of have noticed any travelers going through. I'm not sure if he had any weapons or anything that would have set him apart or anything, but
Druidy guy.
yeah.
What would that look like?
I mean, kind of like me, leathers, no metal, maybe a staff, not a staff. I don't know. No swords, probably. Probably a really woodsy fella, you know. Probably an older gentleman, older than me, at least. Human.
I'm not entirely sure. I don't remember anything like that. I could try asking my dad.
Yeah. Any help? Sure. We'd appreciate
Sure.
that. Thank you.
Or she like goes over to the back room and she goes, "Da! Hey, Da!" Like really loud voice. And after a few moments, you see this really big lumbering guy come out, beard, bald head. He comes walking out and goes, "What is it, Sweet Pea? I'm trying to do the cooking back here. Is everything all right? Is this guy bothering you?" And he starts glaring at Malik.
I see the
No,
glare. I'm gonna
stop
move
it.
somewhat closer. I'm not going over
I'm
there.
just-
Like I'm just getting somewhat closer because like someone's glaring at him in a
I'm
very
just
not
kind
good
of
way.
Smiling ignorantly.
Morgane is just gonna put her hand on Caloray, like, no, wait, I want to see what happens.
No.
Afia goes, "Da, stop it!" And she like smacks the rag that she's holding at him. She just looks and goes, "No, he needs help. He's looking for someone. Tell him what you were telling me."
Yeah, his name is Luca. We're looking for him. We're worried about him. He went missing. He was supposed to be somewhere in the woods to the east of here. He would have had to have passed. Anyone might have heard of a Luca or seen someone named Luca. He would have been an older gentleman. Was perhaps a staff. I don't know what kind of equipment he carried with him.
What race was he?
Hey, Ark, was he a human? I can't remember.
Damn it.
God damn it!
We've been
I don't
chasing
think I
this guy
specified,
for
which
weeks.
means that
I'm
He
gonna.
would have been
Morgana's gonna fucking kill you.
well, I
any
don't think I
random-
specified is the issue, so I think he is a human. So
Any
I'm gonna
random
say-
person in here could be Luca, and you just wouldn't know.
So random.
Pretty sure he's a human.
Are you saying that in character?
Yeah, unless I know for a fact, but
He stops and starts stroking his beard for a second and says, druidy looking fella. Human. About a
within the
month
last
back, you
month.
said?
Yeah.
Stops for a second. He goes, "You're not talking about Greenie, are you?"
Greenie? All right, it's worth a shot. We could, if you know where we could find Greenie, we could ask him. Maybe you know something.
No, it's not. Oh, no. Oh, that was a weird one. That one was.
He probably would have been a little weird.
Hang on a second. I'll grab somebody who knows the guy better than I did. Nigel! Hey! Hey, Nigel! He's leaning over the bar, looking down towards one of the tables that's near the corner, and you see what looks like this really proportioned human come walking over. Like, he's got very skinny legs, but he's really jacked up top.
Oh my god.
Looks like this guy is
Never
definitely like a lumberjack or something. Comes over, he's like, "Yeah, what you need?" And Happy his dad just goes, tell this guy here about Greenie back what was a month ago. Tell him about Greenie. And you notice Nigel's like just grinning from ear to ear. He goes, Greenie. What was? Hold on. Takes a big drink because I need a drink as well. Yeah, Greenie came through about a month ago. Really weird fellow. He looked like a human, but he had really long green hair. It was really fucking weird, so we called him Greenie. He didn't like what I was doing because I was cutting down trees and whatnot. You know, that's my job. I'm a lumberjack, so I go out back here and I cut down the trees so we could build more of the houses and all that. Wandering through, stays the night here. This guy comes out and he's telling me that I shouldn't be cutting down all these trees unless I'm replanting them. You know, I was like, listen. I'm not a gardener, all right? Like, that's not my job. Like, my job is to go out there and cut those trees so that we can build houses for these people, all right? You understand? He's telling me that I should be planting. I was like, are you kidding me, Greenie? Like, why am I going to be planting trees when I'm supposed to be cutting them here? You get what I'm saying? Like, you get what I'm saying. Like, you definitely look like you get what I'm saying, right? And he's looking at you, Malik.
This sounds like the right person. Anyways, what
Why
happened?
you
to him?
looking for Greenie?
Perhaps I don't know. Did he give you a name at all?
If he did, I don't remember. I just call him Greenie.
Yeah.
You ever seen
where
a
would
human
we-
with green hair? It looks funny as shit.
No, I've never seen him. Otherwise, I would have had a much better description to give you guys. But no. Where could we find him? He sounds like he would at least know what I'm looking for. That would help.
Greenie, where the fuck did he go? God, it was so long ago. Having trouble remembering. God, where the fuck was he? I don't suppose you could refresh my memory. And he throws you a wink, and then immediately Appia behind the counter
He thinks
takes a
you're
rag,
cute.
smacks him in, like he smacks or Appia smacks him in the face and goes, "Nigel, stop it! Be nice to him." Gives a glance at Malik and smiles and turns away a little bit. Dad is standing there and he looks at his daughter and then looks at you and kind of like squints. Nigel goes, All right, fine. Fair point. But you owe me a drink, Appia. And she goes, whatever. Takes another swig. Alright, so listen. So I was out cutting the wood like I was saying. He came out, he was telling me I should be planting the trees and all that. I told him I wasn't going to do it because that's not my job. And last I saw him, I think he was walking out to the bridge.
The bridge to the east?
Yeah, he was walking out that way. So I think he was mumbling something about looking for something.
Okay. Alright, yeah, that's where we were expecting to find him, but we just knew he was going to be passing through here. Did he say where on this one at all? Did it seem like he was going far into the woods?
Fuck if I know.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, thanks for the help. I appreciate it. All of you.
Sure, no problem. Nigel goes back. Dad just kind of retreats into the back room, glaring at you one final time. And Appia just smiles and says, well, I hope that helped.
Yeah, it did a lot. That's reassuring that at least he made it this far and that we're on the right track. So, thanks.
Sure, anytime.
I just walked back to the table.
You're so awkward. When you get back to the table, Morgaine smacks you upside the head and says you're an
What
idiot.
the fuck? Ow. Why?
You've got us chasing after a guy you don't know what the fuck he looks like?
We discussed this already.
No, we definitely
Yeah, that's
did.
why you
or I
were
would have
mad
called you an idiot
earlier.
earlier. No, I was mad because you were being stubborn and it was like talking to a brick wall. Totally different being mad.
He has green hair. You happy? Jesus.
You don't even know that for sure. God damn.
I do now.
So let's pretend that Valonda's like lack of sleep is beginning to affect her. What did we just find out other than he has green hair?
Literally
Nothing.
nothing. He
Yeah,
was
nothing.
here maybe.
He got this
He
far.
Okay.
may not have had
Okay.
green hair. We don't even
He
know that it's
went
actually
exactly where we thought he
Luca.
was gonna go.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
fine.
he was whining about trees being cut down. That's what we got.
Maybe we should go look there in the morning. It's a good place to start as any.
Yeah.
Unless we want to ask the bar.
No, he wouldn't have. I think
How do you know? You've never even met him. She just like gulps down the rest of Calore's beer.
because he was here.
She's gonna shrug her shoulders and do the only thing that makes any real sense right now to
He
her.
might not have even stayed in an inn. He probably just slept in the woods and got mad at someone on his way over to the thing. I don't know. He cried at someone about. Sounds like the right person. He's here because something about I can't remember. This was from the other druid guy that I learned all this stuff from long time
Hey,
ago.
Leon.
Yep.
Give me a perception check.
Okay. 21.
Okay. So, just because of the fact that you're naturally more inclined to observe your surroundings than your typical person would, you notice some commotional, the guy that you noticed that Malik was talking with before.
Yeah.
As you turn in that direction and kind of just watch what he's doing, notice Nigel sitting at a table, and it seems like he's talking rather interestedly with another another man. This one seems to be than even Nigel was, which is saying something.
Can I read their lips?
Yeah, you actually can because you have that feat apparently.
And he's like, motherfucking bastard.
You notice Nigel's. You make out that Nigel's more or less saying, "Yeah, he was looking for greenies," and the other guy responding, "Greenie, huh? Who was asking?" And you notice Nigel point over at your group, and the guy that he's talking with stands up and starts making his way towards you guys.
As he stands up, I turn to the rest of the guys. Get ready. We're about to have company.
I immediately put my hand on my blades.
I turn into a bear.
No! No, Melee.
It's what he
You
would have
actually-
done. I'm sorry.
You did say it in a
yeah,
way
turn
that
into a bear.
precluded
Yeah.
we were about to start combat, so...
Yeah, you kind of freaked out.
Okay.
Yeah.
And also, like, is he coming over, like, he's coming over quickly, yeah?
No,
Yeah,
like he's just walking over.
Oh,
don't
okay, then no,
have-
I don't.
I
Okay.
didn't pull any weapons.
It sounded like shit was going down. I don't know.
I'm
You
not-
The way you
made it
said
sound
it
urgent.
like shit's going
I'm
down,
not
but-
pulling my weapons, I have my hands on my weapons. I'm just making that clear.
That's just
We're-
normal caller response to everything, though.
Morgane is gonna put on her most charming smile.
So this guy comes over, and he, without even asking, just reaches out, grabs a nearby chair, pulls it over, sits down with the back of the chair in front of him. He goes,
Who's he closest to,
So-
by the way?
he's sitting between Malik and Morgane.
Okay. I am not removing my hands
He-
from my blades right now.
He sits down and he goes, "So, she was looking for Greenie."
Perhaps, yeah. If he's the right guy, then we're looking for him. What about it?
Mightn't be that I knows where he was going.
Oh,
Oh,
well, yeah, that would help a lot.
But my information don't come cheap, you see.
Okay. Well, what's your price?
What's your offer? He gives you a big toothless grin.
Hmm.
She's thinking teeth, but not saying it.
I can give you 5 gold. No more. That's all I've got. I already
Roll
paid for this
roll a
meal.
persuasion.
Okay. 17.
Yeah. He looks you over once and then looks around at the rest of you at the table, looks back at you, says, "I'll tell you what. You give me the 5 gold pieces, and then for the rest of the payment, you tell me why your friend here has got a little fiery thing sticking out her head. Don't think I didn't see that before.
Yeah, I don't
You
think
can,
that's
you
the
can
kind
hide
of
it from the
thing.
rest of these idiots, but I ain't no idiot, okay?"
oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's not really any of your concern. Why don't you just take the 5 gold pieces and tell us what you know about Greenie? And you don't need to know anything about my. God damn.
He looks at you and says, "You know, mightn't it be that if I was more interested in your type, I'd be agreeing with you. Sorry to say, I'm a little bit
No.
more curious than I am anything else.
No,
See,
That's rude.
I like to be knowing the things going on around here.
don't.
And
My
use
antlers
the
aren't
thing
really
that's going
things
on around here.
around here because we're only here for one day.
Don't mind her.
No,
she's just
that's-
trying to make. She's just trying to make it seem more mysterious than it is. It was just an accident with some magic stuff. We're not even completely sure what it is.
I was figuring as much.
You know, Leon, a girl's got to have her mystery, and you've got to go and ruin it.
Well,
Yeah, but your mystery is a mystery to yourself, and it's
You
gonna.
shut up,
if it's
Mister.
gonna
I'm making
get him-
everyone chase after a guy I don't even know what he looks like. I don't want to hear it from you.
Speaking of which, I'll take that 5 gold pieces, please.
Yeah, I'll hand it over to him. It's already off my character
He,
sheet.
he takes the gold, slips it into a pouch at his waist, and says, "Right, you looking for Greenie? Just so happens that Greenie was looking for something else. See, coming into town, he was saying he was looking for something. See, now I'm the type of person that knows some things, right? I know a lot of things.
I can
He
see
came
that.
to me because he heard that I was looking for things because I like to know things, and he was looking for things, so he came to me because I know things, right?
Makes sense.
Am I making sense here? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
Calories
See,
grip
so
just
what
gets
happened?
noticeably tighter. She's trying not to just punch this guy.
So what happened
Right.
was, so he came to me. He was saying, "Oh, please, I need to know where this thing was." And I was like, "Yeah, I know where the thing was."
Can you be
So
more
then we was
specific
having-
about the thing?
Well, hold on. All right, hold on a second. I'm getting to it. So we was going back and forth, kind of like we just was now, you know, with you and your whole fire things. But see, it went back and forth a little bit. He wasn't very good at negotiating. It was very funny. And so I tells him what he was looking for after he gave me a few gold pieces. It was a pretty good deal, right? Because he could have asked a few other people, I would have told him. He was looking for Biff.
Loman?
No,
Who?
it's cause I'm missing my teeth. He was looking for a myth, you know, a legend,
Oh, a
Uh,
a
myth.
story.
Gotcha.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. He was looking for this fabled creature called the White Panther.
Ooh.
A
This
panther?
It's a mythical creature that villagers around here like tell stories about. Say it's a creature that's living in the woods to the east of us. Lives in the woods and picks off all the little creatures.
Why would someone like him be interested in that?
Fuck if I know.
You
I'd
didn't
love to
ask?
know that too. Oh, I was asking, but he wasn't telling.
I'm shocked he wouldn't tell you.
That's what I was saying, cause like I like to know things.
It is
He
important
wasn't
to
telling
know
me
things. Yeah.
Do you know where in the woods he was going to look for this thing?
Well, see, cause he was asking me, right? So I know some things. Now I don't know if this thing is real or not,
Right.
but I know where it would be if it was. See, cause I got to thinking, well, if I'm gonna be a big panther and I'm gonna be real white, all right. See, I can't hide real well. I
Real
can't be
white,
stealthy.
yo! Fuck. Phrasing.
Are you trying to make this about race?
No, he's in the good part of the woods. We got it.
See, so I was thinking, if I was gonna be a good panther's real white like that, where am I gonna be living? I want to be living somewhere where it's cold. Cause then that makes all the little critters go hiding in their homes, you see. And then I can hunt them like that, right? See, so I can eat them.
Yeah, that tracks.
I tells them, I was like, listen, looking for the White Panther. It's gonna be on that little strip land right east there. Be far south though. Gonna be way down there because it's colder down there. It's much colder. So he says, right, well, thank you very much. And I says, you're welcome. He goes off on his way.
Okay, yeah, that,
Well, thank you very
I don't know-
much.
I don't know what he's looking for, but it makes sense, so thanks.
You're very fucking welcome.
And does he go on his way?
No, he just kind of continues to sit there.
This is not how the
No.
story
So-
ended.
This,
changing.
like,
Or-
entire thing, I've just been keeping a really sharp eye on him. I want to see if basically he either means any harm towards oh my god, what the hell is your name, Morgaine, or if he's bullshitting any part of his story. So I assume something with insight. Cool. No.
I like this music.
From just reading body language and everything, it seems like he's just trying to delay as long as possible, which is probably why his story took a lot longer than it needed to. Trying to take in everything about you guys, most likely so that he can know everything about you.
Okay,
He's an information broker.
that's fair enough.
Interesting.
I just try and keep my face as still as possible.
Well, Mr. What was your name again?
Well, I didn't be given my name, see? What
Right.
my name?
Yeah, well, it would be the polite thing to do to give us your name.
See, my name's Baron.
Is he bullshitting
Baron.
about
It's
that?
it's spelled with a B,
Mm.
A, and an
Okay.
E, R, and N.
Oh
Alright,
my
you
god, I
see, so
literally just had my
Baron.
notebook and I don't know where I put it. I literally just had it in my hands. Ah! I'm going off the fuck. Oh.
It's okay.
Okay, I found it. I'm all good.
Well, we're gonna go look for him. If say a week goes by and someone's looking at where we went, this boat outside that, you know, they're gonna be repairing their stuff. They might ask questions and have answers. So there you go.
Alright, you's the ones coming in from that boat, see? Okay. I gotcha.
Yeah, we just kind of hitched a ride.
Yeah, interesting stories about that boat.
Yeah, a lot of messed up stuff going on. out
Yeah,
in the
I
waters.
love to hear it.
Oh yeah, sure. I'll be happy to tell you for 5 gold.
Morgaine, like, gives Leon a look like, you're my new favorite.
He pauses for a second, then gives you a big toothy grin. And
I didn't have teeth.
Yeah, he needs teeth.
or big toothless grin.
Shit, he's got like the word of illusion. Don't trust anything he says.
Oh, stop it. And he leans closer to Lee and goes, "I like you. You're funny, mate." All right, so listen. So this is what we're gonna do then, all right? Because I like stories. So you tell May about all your shit that she was doing on the boat, and I'll one up you, and I'll tell you something real interesting you'll be wanting to hear.
What if I don't think it's interesting? What if you're just lying and you just tell me something completely inconsequential?
Yeah, you should tell us your thing first.
Then you're gonna be real upset, because you're gonna be wanting to hear what I got to tell you.
Why don't you do your thing first, and then we'll tell ours?
Because that's not how this works.
How's
Will you,
it-
tell, will you tell us what your thing is about? Just a vague hint, just to get us interested.
What you be asking about?
I don't know. You said you had something to tell us.
No, that's what I'm telling you. What I got to tell you is about what she's asking about.
So it's about Greenie.
Mightn't be that it is.
Okay. Well, here. Prepare to have a story told to you by our resident bard.
Oh my god. She like glares at you like, fuck you.
Does this guy? Hold on. Does this guy seem like one of the piratey types, or is he another lumberjack?
You mean insight?
Just tell him about the shark.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna do the shark story.
18.
No. This guy definitely seems like he is just another lumberjack that also happens to be very much into knowing everybody's business.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not that concerned then. All right.
Alright. And then she kind of looks at Malik like, the things I do for you, and go like,
You're a bard. This is your job.
And Malik's very confused.
she's a singing bard, not a storytelling bard, but okay.
Yeah,
You
that's specifically the job
literally
of
have-
not a bards.
You literally
Yeah.
asked the pirate on the ship for stories. So I don't want to.
Because she's gonna write a song about him.
Yeah, that's storytelling. That's exactly the thing. That's
She's
exactly.
gonna
what you're-
write it in a
Okay.
song. Don't get in
Never
an argument
mind.
about me with this right now. About this with me. Either way. About
Baron just sits there and looks at Morgaine expectantly.
I whisper to Morgaine before she says anything. It's like, don't mention our names.
she nods at you and she's like, once upon a time,
Oh my god, I'm gonna sit back for this one.
there was a boat full of valiant pirate hunters. And they were hunting pirates. And they were on their way to a town called Wreck. When suddenly, they felt their ship shake. The pirates? No. They looked over the side of the boat, and there was a giant fish attached to the side of the boat. The lovely lady over here, our resident monk, decided that the best way to get the fish off the ship would be to feed it good berries with the help of a gorgeous gnome man who may or may not be in love with her.
I look very confused at that point.
Together, they got rid of
Seems a little
giant
fabricated.
fish on the side of the fuck you.
Wow.
It was out of character. I didn't say that.
I know.
On the side of the.
On the side of the fuck you. Didn't you hear me? That's the story. On the side of the fuck you. On the side of the boat. And
I think our bard is broken.
And someone try turning
Bard
her off and on again.
.exe.
oh, it's okay. Whew.
Okay.
And then, after the love-struck gnome and the human woman repaired the strange large fish left, who noticed it first? It was our druid suddenly noticed a large fin zooming towards the boat, and it clashed, and two of my friends almost fell out of the crow's nest, but our ranger was able to hold on to the monk and get her onto the mast for safety. I myself toppled over the water, scared for my life, because there was a large finned monster ramming our boat. Our monk valiantly dived into the ocean to try to save me. But she was too late. I died.
Please say you say that.
No, she does. She says that, and then she just like,
Malik's hand is over his
I
mouth. He's
don't know.
shocked.
I
Luckily, there's
don't
a
know the
cleric.
rest of the story
Luckily, there's a
because I
cleric.
died.
Like, Calorie can't help it. This is probably the most animated laugh you've ever seen her do. Just loses it right there at the bar.
I feel really bad because I think my headset cut out with whatever you said.
And then she died.
She
Yeah,
told
I
him that
said-
she died.
Told him that she died.
She
said-
fell over
she
the
said
edge
that-
and Calvary went in, but she was too late because she had died already.
I'm a,
I was eaten by a monster shark.
I'm about to take your story away from you.
Right, like Baron like leans forward and like looks at you and then looks at Leon and is like, I don't think that's how that works.
You've heard of clerics, right?
Not really, no.
Well, they're good with the whole bringing people back from the dead thing.
I'm a zombie.
That's a thing?
Yeah, it's a thing. Requires lots of gold, though. Diamond.
That's a thing. Can
I will
genuinely
actually
ask you this,
clarify.
yeah?
Onyx, I don't know how you would know that.
I've gone around lots of cities. I'm sure someone's heard of a cleric.
Well, no, keep in mind I did mention that there are no religions.
Oh, I forgot about that. I take that part back. I never said that. I don't know it.
Okay.
Just go with it
Yeah.
for now. You can ignore that part.
My
Just
ghost
basically-
rose
okay.
from the ocean.
Anyway, after the
and
monk
I had
saved her.
The fish are big. They're very big, dangerous
You
fish
guys
out there.
wanted me to tell a story, and now you're ruining my story.
Yeah.
I'm trying so hard to make this a good and interesting story. She's like throwing a diva fit right now.
Calorate is probably doubled up on the floor just as you guys making this worse.
Anyway, up to that point was true. The shark then ate the anchor and pulled us around for a while before we managed to drug it with some weird wine.
You
And
don't know how
it
to
gave
tell a
up.
story.
He doesn't
She,
care
like,
about
huffs.
stories. He wants information.
Well, then why did you want me to tell it? And then she like huffs and like throws her and like dramatically like goes like that with her cloak and like downs and like calls for another
I
drink.
throw 2 coppers at her and clap.
Yeah, big fish, basically. Yeah.
Right, well, keep going.
So yes, we managed to get the shark to eat a whole bottle of drugged wine. And from there, the druid heated up the metal of the anchor and caused the anchor to snap, or the chain to snap off. But it was too late. The shark had caused tremendous damage to the side of the boat, and we were slowly sinking.
And we all died.
Luckily, the quick thinking of the captain and the crew managed to repair it just enough where we could slowly limp our way to shore, and where you find us now.
You can pretty much go outside and see the damage to the boat. It's crazy. They'll be here all week repairing that thing.
And they're all ghosts.
And they are ghosts.
Oh my god. Nobody died!
So, he gives you like a good hard look, Leon. And he glances at the corner of his eye back at Morgaine, and then he looks at Malik, and then he looks at Clare, currently curled in the fetal position on the floor.
Yep.
He goes, right. That's a real interesting fucking story, I'll tell you that. Well, deal's a deal.
I don't think he believes us.
I'm gonna crawl my way
Or
back
go
onto a seated position.
So he leans in very conspiratorially, and he's like, come here. This ain't shit you're supposed to be knowing, right? So come here.
Right.
I lean in.
I can't give away all my trade secrets. So he leans in, like waiting for you guys to like huddle in.
Yeah, huddle. in.
Fine.
Huddle time.
So that panther that Green was looking for, it's real.
Right.
It's real. It's out there. I seen it before too. See, because what I'd like to do is I'll go out to that little strip of land there with all the trees and whatnot, and south, because further south you got the bigger trees, the really good ones. See, so it gets me more money. You know what I mean? So I get those trees and I seed it. I seed this big white panther. But the weird thing about it was real cold. like it was exuding this aura of freeziness. The trees had little icicles on it, right? It was real fucking weird. But I seen it. It was there.
Sorry, the trees had icicles on it because of the panther?
Yeah.
And
So
Canary
I'm
has
saying,
that kind
right,
of like,
this.
oh! Like she did back on the
Yeah.
ship.
It's almost like it's a panther imbued with an element or something. How weird.
Right? That's what I was thinking. So, like, if you was going and find Greenie, he probably dead. In fact, he most definitely dead. He got froze.
Can you be more specific with this particular area? Did you tell
Well, see-
Greenie this?
Well, see, because he wasn't telling me nothing interesting, so I didn't be telling him that stuff, right?
Right. We're not looking for the panther. We're looking for him. But
You don't think
but
he
you
would have
look for
found
the-
the panther?
Look for the panther, you're gonna find Greenie.
yeah, seemingly, yeah. That all makes sense. Unfortunately, I wish I didn't believe you, but I do. Something weird is going on with all the animals, apparently. That's probably the interest that he took in this. But
Well,
yeah,
we thank you for your help. If we ever need to find something else out, we know who to ask.
I'm always at your service. And he puts a hand down on the table, stands up, and walks away. And with that, we are gonna end it for the night.
Aw.
So, I'd say that was a pretty fun session. So,
Did we level up from the shark?
You did. You guys actually did
Yes.
level up.
Yes!
Between your clever solution to getting rid of the fish, as well as the interesting solution to get rid of the shark, yes, you guys have leveled up.
yay.
So, Bloods, you want to go ahead and take us out with the huge?
Yeah. Sure. Right, so thanks, Arch. Is that how we do things? Yeah, sure. I'm sorry, I'm really not with it.
Fucking show, I don't know.
Fuck it, it's the end. Goodbye. No. So let's go around and see where we can find everyone on Twitters and YouTubes and Twitch channels and stuff. And we'll start with Leon. How was it? How's it all going?
Okay, yeah. You can find me on Twitter at OnyxQWE. And my favorite part was definitely drugging the shark.
Yeah.
There's
pretty good.
contest there.
Cool.
I'm just imagining, like, if the drunk shark, if you were able to speak with animals, the fun conversation that you could have with that shark.
Oh god, there's a cage and it's shrinking.
Yep.
Oh, I've been there. I know all about that.
I know. I feel you, bro. I feel you. Amazing. Yeah, that was a pretty good sesh. Casey, wonderful Casey.
Hi. I'm Child of Ginevra on the Twitters. And my favorite part was the shark. That was a pretty good fucking idea. Leon, great idea on your part.
Yeah. I was just gonna keep doing dumb shit. It wouldn't have worked. So, yeah.
Awesome. Neil.
I was just gonna keep tying pirates to things and throwing them off the like a boat. That was my game plan, really.
Till he got bored.
Yeah, but you guys kept that from happening, and in turn kept thinking of Malek as a terrible murderer, which we all know that you don't, and we know that you think he's a really nice guy.
Except for me.
But I'm I'm Neil. You can find me on Twitter.
At.
Arctic Martin.
And Twitch.
That's that. And yeah, on I do. Yeah, we Twitch every now and then. Yeah,
Yeah, me and
Same
Neil
thing.
play like almost every night. We play Overwatch. It's fun.
pretty much. Yeah, it's great.
And I always miss it somehow.
I always
Always
miss it because
somehow.
I'm asleep. That'll be
Yeah,
blatantly
me too.
honest.
Damn sleep.
I don't want to be
Who needs it?
rude, but I am asleep.
I show up occasionally.
And penultimately, we'll move on to Arch.
What?
You.
You.
Me.
Ultimate, one but last.
You can find me on Twitter at arch_DND. You could also find me here on Twitch at twitch.tv/arch_DND. Eventually streaming once I get a new job, which is going to be hopefully soon. I'm working on some stuff. My favorite part was probably almost having the shark eat Morgaine.
It did eat her. Weren't you paying attention?
Almost.
Yeah, I died.
She
Right,
died.
you died.
She
right.
died. Yeah, I think for me the
Because
highlight
that
may
was
have
like-
been that story with that ending. It just killed me.
Right, because this is like the early versions of GTA where if you go in any body of water, you're immediately dead.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. That was awesome. For me, I think it probably was the shark dealing and that story just killed, that just slayed me at this end. It was just so silly. I'm interested to see whether I'm about to become a White Panther with cold powers. Not very good for someone who's trying to sneak into the dark, but she could be.
I am pretty sure that Leon will fucking slit your throat if you do.
Yeah, I want that panther.
But you can't.
You
You're
can't stack. You have
You can't
powers.
stack,
you can't
yeah.
stack them.
can't
I can
stack,
have
man.
no. I want the panther, not the panther powers. I want the panther.
He's
Oh,
a
as a-
ranger, guys.
As a pet.
Yes.
Oh,
Gotcha.
okay.
Stay with
I'm
it.
a
Yeah.
Beastmaster Ranger.
I'll tell you what, if you get the panther and it dies, I will happily, like, deal with the powder afterwards.
I can bring it back to life.
Oh, you've got revived pet, have you?
Yes.
Is it a 30-second casting time with the hands going in the air?
That's a wow joke. I get that.
Woo! Yeah. Back in the old days, eh? When it wasn't 10 seconds. Okay, for my part, you can find me on Twitter at blood_BTP. Check out the website, all the links below, bloodthirstypuppets.co.uk. We are back to almost normal streaming schedule next week. We have one more one-shot left on Space, and then we're back with World of Kaelstos the weekend. I'm on Skagag's channel doing an amazing 1940s noir horror on Tuesday evening, and it's amazing and fun. You really should check it out. It's equally silly, but in a horror world. Other than that, Kevin MacLeod for all the music because it's free, awesome and rad, and most likely to Arch, A, for running the game, and B, doing the music so I don't have to. It was great. Other than that, does anyone have
I prefer
anything?
it this way.
It's so much easier for me. I can just sit back here and chill. Does anyone want to shout anything into the void before I officially shut down for the night?
Nips
I
on
can
the
be
panther.
fish
I'm
now.
dead.
Keep an eye on the Twitters because there are things in the works.
Do that.
Yes, keep an eye on Twitters. There are many things in Twitters. Also, keep checking all the links below because anything we do will most likely end up there as well. Okay, if there's nothing else, I'm calling it the time at the bar, bitches, and we shall catch you on another night. So, good night.